I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Flame it, burn it through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, harder they fall.
We return to the dark of mid-morning of an early,
darkest time,
barely lit sky above you. Still what you would classify as a dark sky, and a bright dawn light barely cresting over the eastern Valandris range to your left as you fly south over the largest body of water in the center of the continent, Turtle Lake, towards the barely visible, dull, burning cinders of a city. On the way back from the edge of Krula, on the back of a sphinx, the back of a phoenix, using a lot of weird syllables today, summoned by someone you would not consider an ally. You have no control of this creature.
Kill the demon.
it seemed okay. It doesn't seem that bad.
Didn't even kill us or anything.
And he did, before vanishing, insert himself into Oscar's mouth orally,
Yeah.
and before disappearing.
Just
The
climbed in like a backpack.
the Emperor,
Probably would, but at least he asked.
the Emperor of Death, who slayed the Spaceless Sphinx, Ereshkigal, that you had all spent time with the Sephra learning kind of around, not even learning what it was. We return to the revelations of what is the mind of a Gestalt. A mirror, or an understanding that you've cracked open a door into your minds. It is ajar. It cannot be closed. Fragments. Even in the chaos of the back of a bird that is mostly burning, except the small kind of padded area where you stand and sit, you're getting literal images, visceral displays of moments in the past, not decisions, but the actions and the aftermath. Names, syllables, words correlated to things of your past that line up, and some that don't. That is where we return. To the site of Jonathan and Cicero, noticing above the beak of the bird, ahead and barely below the flight trajectory of your path, there are 4 large, kind of pale balloon airships heading towards the cindered city, which you are steadily and quickly making pace with, to the point where you think in a matter of minutes you will have overlapped them. They have kind of appeared in the dark of morning quite suddenly to you, as they've been kind of below your eye line of the horizon. And the city, for all those that have been looking, there is at this point 3 small visible glows in that city, which is still a horizon line away. Those glows, they are too big to be one building burning. It's a glow big enough to take a quarter of a district. But it is still on the horizon. It is like a massive fire of a torch in your distance. but like the ember of it. We return to the group. The only person that is not necessarily an ally to all of you is the body of Nearway, girl that you were...
My body means she's unconscious.
Something that she was certainly panicked, hopping on this next thing, this enormous bird. But you noticed that she was holding on to Moki. Moki seemed to start talking to her, and she started to relax a little bit. You notice she's passed out.
I'm keeping a hold of her.
You barely have to keep her pressed to the ground. Your body weight is more than enough to supplant you in the wind. And the head of the bird kind of cuts the breeze back, but it is still stronger than it was on the Sphinx. And you're going faster than you were on the Sphinx. You at this pace think you've probably still got 4.5, 5 hours before you arrive at the city. You're at this point probably even middle half of the continent. Another half to go.
We should try to regain our strength.
Rest while we can on this bird.
Yes. I need to go through my ritual again to rebind my spell practice. I seem to unlock a lot more power immediately. But I cannot access it until I was cursed.
What time of day is it?
It is basically 6 a.m. It is probably minutes off 6 a.m. and there is barely sunlight breaking the very, very tall, well over 1,000 feet tall mountain line to your east.
The peak of the sun. I'll need it to fuel my spells for a while.
That's like 6 hours away.
Oh.
Well, if we estimate the time, we're 5 hours away.
We're on the back of the phoenix. Can't you use that for the sun?
Yeah, spells binding is finicky.
The same thing, aren't they?
No.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to do this while flying through the air?
Yes. I'm not disturbed. I'll be fine.
I will try to bring the grace of the sun slightly closer for you. Through Alexander's light. Hopefully he can guide us back to King's Bay in a brighter sky. And I'll cast Keep Watch over all of us so everyone can sleep without actually
Very nice.
going to bed.
Very nice. Now as the sun's rising, you're noticing just the distance. I mean, you think 4 or 5 hours, it could be 6 at this point. There is still a horizon beacon of light, and the sky that leads, that you are speeding towards, is black skies, thick, stagnant, dark clouds. Like, it almost looks like a volcanic ash cloud that is kind of just like stagnant, and the furthest white parts of that cloud is maybe an hour away from you. There will be shade enough for a whole day in the place that you are heading to.
Yeah, we figured out how many days was floating.
You've just basically noticed them, and the backs of the airships give no indication to the alignment, or there's no flag on the back, there's no specific color embroidered, because all you can see from your top-down angle is the blimp part, the actual balloon.
Human design.
It looks more probably human design. It's just hard to tell. You can see there's some like...
Yeah, so I'll switch to Bond in Mind, and I will try to just connect with the Phoenix.
Okay.
I know. You serve that greedy, but are you able to understand other creatures?
you hear in Celestial in your mind.
It has to reply out loud, but it also has telepathic, so.
Okay.
Just because mine is a one-way.
Verbally, it speaks a broken Celestial enigma.
Okay.
I respect that.
But you get
It tries.
90% of I am free in Celestial. I hold no master. He set me free. I choose him.
Tacit heard.
It says that it is free, yet it chooses that Reedy as its master due to an act of service prior.
Until the child is found. And as you're saying that, that's the last thing. It kind of echoes out to you in the wind, brings it back to your ear.
It's looking for a child.
Sophia.
What do you mean?
Like, it's clearly Sophia's father.
In what way?
He can summon a phoenix. And also, she was being chased by a knight of House Death who was into Loophole. And he's got fire powers.
Okay.
Sophia didn't display any fire powers except the rebirth when she was kind of like a half phoenix.
Except when she set rock on fire.
Oh, and it came to life for the first time, yeah.
He started breakdancing.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I see that.
The fire of the dance.
Is the child, I'll just speak it out loud. Is
Sure.
Celestial. Everyone else hears Oscar's voice sort of like triple up and speak in a tongue that sounds unfamiliar to your brain. And you almost reject it, but it's comfortable. And he will say,
Interesting language you're speaking there.
As you try, Cicero, to understand it, the multi-layered tone of it seems to display almost 3 different words combined, but spoken parallel.
Yeah.
So you can understand like a third of Celestial at a time right now.
I don't understand any Celestial. Because I don't understand Celestial.
Yes.
When you learn.
Is the child you're searching for? Is their name Sophia?
Do you move close enough to the Phoenix's head to kind of actually whisper it to him? Because otherwise, as you say it, kind of semi-quietly, there's no response.
Is the child you're searching for named Sophia?
You see the enormous bird head, just a carriage on a neck. Just kind of turns left, one burning ember eye just looks back on its back, looks at all of you.
Is that a yes?
Head tilts back to the center.
I don't think it's named Sophia. Show this sense motive. I'll do this.
Sense motive, the giant flaming bird.
You and the bird both got a 29 sense motive roll on each other.
Oh,
It's easy to look back at you and see if it believed what you were saying.
right.
Which, as you look at it, and you recognize that ember eye, there's this tiny little actual orange, or almost like a red ember, around this bright yellow-orange kind of like squinted bird iris. Because it rolled a 3, plus 26.
Fair enough.
You catch the eye of a bird that is analyzing your words after you've said it, is looking for the fainting smile of someone who is trying to deceive this creature. I think visibly you're able to, having a hard time understanding the celestial minds more than the celestial words that you can gauge.
Big old bird.
It doesn't trust you, doesn't know you, but
There is a recollection of the name Sophia.
it listens, and it maybe even patiently waits for more. But you've certainly you've struck something in it, but it kind of like a hound that knows its orders. It's not even willing to kind of show any further understanding that it is, other than it's aware you're speaking to it about something that, before you might have just assumed it wouldn't look at you. It hasn't looked at you before, and when it spoke out, and the wind kind of brought the words back at you.
I'll shuffle slightly closer to his head so I don't have to yell over the wind. If you're searching for Sophia, I can help you find her.
You feel, also as you move slightly closer, there's like this brighter warmth radiating from the stem of its neck, not where you've been sitting, but just kind of more towards, like directly over the spine, the back of the shoulder blades. You feel this warmth kind of like erupt, and then kind of like you actually see fire curl between your fingers, but you don't feel the sensory pain from the fire that would be actually scorching you. It's always a kind of surprise. You didn't release your hand because you didn't feel pain, and you see fire kind of like overlapping your hand. Like this bird is kind of like tempering the actual heat, despite it being visibly there. And you feel the chain around your neck and your shoulders just kind of like start to like curl and move. It's a weight. It takes half your carrying capacity, but you feel it like almost heat, get hotter, and then suddenly it just vanishes.
That's very comfortable. Imric. I don't know how good you are at reading animals, but
Not good at all.
it certainly showed a sign of recollection when I mentioned the name Sophia to her. And I believe you're correct in your initial hypotheses.
That's good.
What do you make of this situation? Sorry. What do you make of this situation?
Which situation?
Both. The reading and the previous one.
The already of what?
The Aridi and the situation we just left from. The
You
hand.
mean the whole ritual thing?
Yes.
I don't remember much of the ritual.
You weren't fully there.
Yeah, you said I ran away.
You were yelling something that, not now.
I don't remember that. I remember when we first got in there, there was I had some sort of a vision. I was in a small room with Cornell. It wasn't Cornell, but it looked like Cornell, a traveling companion of mine. And myself when I was younger.
Well, was your previous traveling companion there?
I don't know. I think at the time I thought it was a deception from whoever was in that room. Probably took Cornell's form because he was sort of a monstrous abomination.
Oh, that's not a very nice thing to say.
Yeah, well, he didn't know.
I think that is fair.
But after that, I was subjected to a blinding light. But it was, I think, in hindsight, it might not have actually been the dark god. I was shown.
Was your friend a sorcerer?
No, he was a really bad doctor. He used to shoot people. I don't know exactly. It blinded me, but I think I saw maybe the old father, what he really looks like.
Was
Or
it,
his room.
was it an orb of light?
It was like the roots of a tree taking up the whole night sky.
Sometimes, ask Jonathan, but sometimes when spirits have unfinished business, they can make contact. I've never heard of a spirit assisting in a reconnection, but certainly could happen. The gods often need a purchase to grab onto, and a soul that's already within their domain is easier than anything else.
I think it would be nice.
You see Cicero's one eye is just it isn't open, and he doesn't keep it open, but there's moments where he's unintentionally squinting with both eyes and it reveals it's just red. Like scorched red.
Does it hurt?
I still see the light.
Oh. Do you feel more connected to the stars?
No, not really.
Does it bring you any comfort?
I don't understand the question. Comfort from what?
When I am witness to the nine, I am able to feel their comfort, but physically feel their presence. And it's not like someone's watching, it's like something is standing beside me without it being there. It's a feeling of assurance.
I don't think that changed, really.
Yours was an echo chamber with a pinprick of light at the end. You looked at and blinded yourself.
All that.
When you looked up, and that pinprick was there, big.
Maybe you've not finished connecting yet.
I think it's a little different how gods work. But maybe. You cast that spell. Perhaps I should try to enter a reverie here.
I think it would be best.
Cool. As for the I'm very surprised that a super powerful scabbard is just in the middle of Kings Bay.
That seems pre-planned.
It's all a big plan, isn't it?
Not everything.
It's planned by somebody.
I think there are multiple forces planning different things.
Yeah, well. I plan for others' plans. Unless you plan for failure.
But sometimes a plan's gotta give. It's
nice you got rid of a Reshkakal. I just hope it wasn't a replacement with something worse.
I hope
It seemed sort of neutral, except for the whole blowing up that city thing.
Yeah. I know one other group of Arini on this continent. And he wasn't one of them. So, he's an
I
outlier.
don't know what an Aridi is.
They're, celestial constructs.
Like Sephiroth.
Like a Sephiroth, but built to mimic mortal humanity.
Okay.
Lucifer is a mirror of a god. And Ares, it's a set of containers. Each holds a spark, or an ember, or whatever you want to call them, of one of the gods. They are made with purposes that are foot soldiers in the greater scheme.
Okay. Who are the other already that you put on this conduit?
I don't know their name, but they are creations of the Unmatter.
You just know they're here.
Yes, yes. They're different.
You can guess that their purpose isn't to save King's Bay.
No, their purpose is to hold back darkness.
But not the one in King's Bay.
No.
Okay.
I've never made contact with them, and I don't want to. They're savages.
What do you mean savages?
They live in forests and things.
Oh.
They
Lots of people live in forests.
Yes, but they make connections with spirits and things, and they're...
Lots of people who live in forests. You can make connections with spirits.
Yes. I doubt we'll see eye to eye. They're not the most lawful.
Okay. Seems a little reductive.
Yes. But a foundation of law is a foundation of protection.
Alright.
I don't know how to really describe it in a way that you might understand. Do you know what alignment is?
Do I know what alignment is?
Yes.
Yes, I know what alignment is.
Every creature has a base morality, a base alignment. The gods are the ones who enforce these. Iridi are made to be pinnacles of one such.
Okay.
They are... Because of how they are reflections of angels, it means that Iridis of different kinds often don't mesh.
So they're made by different gods.
Yes.
You don't know already.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the other Iridi that are on this continent, while they're made by the Unmatter, their alignment is diametrically opposed to mine.
But they do good.
In a way, they do their task.
So we should avoid them.
I think we would be fortunate if we didn't meet them, and we should be careful if we do.
Okay.
I'll let you get to your reverie.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me give it a go.
The pain in one eye is already dulling. It's not physically as bad, but it is so overstimulating because you're feeling light still cascading in one eye that is closed.
Yeah.
Quiet. Your mind try to start cultivating that feeling of peace. It's really tough to do on the back of a bird.
Can't imagine.
And you're
That's why it's daylight.
It's still kind of early morning. It's starting. The stars are about to disappear, and you're hitting a point where, in the span of 1 hour, you reach the cloud cover, and then all of the stars are gone. It's just thick, dense cloud. And you realize that the bird that you're on starts to dull in its brightness. Its hue starts to get darker, and it resembles that kind of maroon red that you've been sitting on, the part of it that has been kind of safe. Its whole body diminishes the flame, starts to glide. It's well and truly past the aircrafts that have now trailing behind you.
Slow ass bitches.
See that they were not damaged, which is lucky. Get Cicero an hour into feeling semblance of peace. Early morning is kind of just enough visible stars for you to kind of think about them. Think about the world and the darkness beyond. Oscar's helping you, so I want you to roll me a d6, and on a 4 or higher, you will enter your reverence.
Okay.
Cultivating happens. You're at that precipice point where you really start to feel your body calm and channel itself. On the back of a creature that's moving, you're getting used to the pattern of one wing move with the other wing move. You're feeling yourself getting rhythm. And then your throat starts to choke. You realize you've passed into thick clouds, and your ability to kind of hold that concentration of cultivation is dispersed unintentionally by the lack of quality air you're breathing. You all have to kind of like cover your mouth, shade your face as you are peppered by clouds of dust and sulfurous gas. The bird goes into the clouds and below it, stays at that 1,000-foot height above the city, and you lose sight of the ground below you.
Okay. Check my face for blood.
You feel like almost like a little bit of like salivating at the base of your mouth out. No, nothing. The wind, if there was blood tears, the marks would be dry by now, and as you feel your face, you don't see any like little bits of anything wash off.
Yeah. Promising.
Both of your eyes aren't healed or anything like that. You felt maybe the same. The starting point has always been the same. It's always still in you. It's what comes after that you don't know fully.
I take it. It didn't work.
This isn't the best place to. Isn't the best place to do this. Should I try again?
No?
And got anything else to do?
I'll say in Celestial. Can you take us above the clouds? As high as you can get.
How long did that take?
So now,
Yeah.
make it a close.
Okay, I'm good at this. Down to mine, 16.
You feel the bird unmoving. It's sitting on a
plus 19 diplomacy.
I will too.
You feel...
I tried to ask it to go up.
Suddenly you feel like the plane, the ground below you kind of, you feel your whole body's lift slightly. You're like, for Moki, you're at like a quarter stand position before you're able to sit back down. The group is almost on their knees.
I'll tell you, Mr. Fear, is if you take us above the clouds.
Just not.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Make another diplomacy check with the -2.
Same thing.
Because it can't hear you. Unless you're talking telepathically.
Your sweet lies. Don't think it really matters.
Oh, he got -2.
No, I'm not gonna.
-2 plus.
14.
Oh, well, your diplomacy was -2.
I have a +14 to the bar.
Oh, you use your wisdom.
Yeah.
It's very wise saying, take me by the crap. I'll tell you about a girl.
You feel the speed grow slightly. For the next 2 hours, you guys are like just swallowed in the black clouds. The outline of your bodies are all visible to you because you're 5 feet away from each other, but it's thick enough that it's denser than fog. You're not seeing even the.
It doesn't want to go above the clouds!
You are being too alive.
What?
What's in headphones?
Relaxing.
Let's go back.
I
would survive. Devin wouldn't.
I would. But the grounds? No, I would. God.
Neoway has been basically unconsciously breathing in gas this whole time, so I'm sure she's fine.
Yep.
Is there a reason we're bringing the girl?
You want to leave her in a cave?
Well, she's evil.
No, she's not.
She literally is.
Screw you. That's rude.
No, you know how I can detect alignment?
No.
Well, I can.
What's alignment?
What's alignment?
It's like a scale of how good to evil you are. And how chaotic and all.
Fancy words to justify genocide.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, respect that.
Only of evil things.
stop talking. You're sounding human.
She's evil. She wears a magic ring on her finger that hides the fact she's evil.
And
I will take the ring.
How did you detect
You
it?
can't even. You can't. I mean, you start to.
You're right.
You start to feel her because you can barely see, and then you feel down her arm by the time you like start to like grab and squeeze her fingers.
Hold on. Oh, no, wow.
She has 2 rings on, 2 of which are magical. One you just shake, and then just.
100% ignore.
Okay, well, there goes the ring.
100% ignore the fact that if you pick her up, all her clothes will fall off.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's why I did not just grabbing her arm, frail, literally breaking bones because of his curse.
I asked her to take her ring off, and then I
Wait,
checked
if
her
I
out.
wear someone that you're fragile?
Yes.
No, you have to be actively holding the cat.
If you're sexist, yeah.
So you know how you hold the cart? You can't do that anymore.
Guys, if I grapple a creature, it becomes fragile.
Oh, if you hold a creature's weapon.
I believe it's carried. It's carried
Things that
on.
other people are holding.
Yeah.
Wearing.
Oh.
Like you have to carry a cart,
Yeah.
That
right?
means Ricky can't just grab the DG's weapon and goes fragile.
You could steal it off him.
That'd be the greatest Ross Mark.
Guys, disarm it and I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
There's a way to get out of that.
Stuns.
Right.
Literally drops the weapon, and everything's holding. Yeah. This is it's a.
I asked her to take her ring off, and then I checked her alignment, and she's evil.
Well, you did throw a ring off the bird.
I'm sure it wasn't the ring left. I think no, it fell off the bird.
Could you not take that ring off as well?
Yeah.
I just imagine all of Murphy's dexterity gone.
There we go.
Gone, reduced to atoms.
Okay, I'll do it one more time, just so that we're all clear.
I'll let you do a reflex save if you want to catch the ring.
I'll
this
try
time.
and catch it.
The last
I
one.
don't want to lose
The
that
last
stuff.
one absolutely.
They'll
just
destroy it anyway.
This is a 15.
No,
On reflex.
17.
Alright. So
I got it.
Stop melting.
Just
it feels you feel it like literally like pinging between your fingers, and no, you don't feel it. You don't feel it like break or anything.
It just gets a bit weaker.
Tom, you don't hold it. That might hold it.
Yeah, just like in the mouth.
Yeah, I just have like a poke around the tooth.
I will do a detect evil on her.
Yeah, and you see small spouts of evil coming out from her mouth, from her ears.
Just checked again. She's evil.
I still don't understand that. She's not evil. She saved me and countless other slaves.
I don't really know how to prove this.
Like, give you my eyes.
Use your words.
Okay, so I have a miracle where
You just perform miracles.
Where does the evil come from inside of her?
It's from her mouth and her eyes.
Maybe it will just
Pours out of people.
Yeah.
Maybe she's cursed, like me.
Or maybe she just speaks a lot of lies.
Does
But in her eyes, does she see lies?
Oh, that's metaphorical, maybe.
Does it work
Wait,
the
is it
same
literal or
way?
metaphorical?
Or does it
Normally,
change?
it's literally pouring out of her mouth and eyes.
Normally, when it's like
Okay.
connecting to something that's evil, that's like if it's a dark god that has helped them become evil, they will radiate evil. The fact that she's not like pouring with it across her whole body like an aura does mean that she's not like
To
an
me,
inhuman amount of evil.
to me, it means she was born evil.
Okay, that's just rude.
Well, it's coming from inside her.
To be born evil, what? That some born evil is going to destined to be a serial killer?
Yes.
I see, we got their killer now then.
She needs to see a therapist.
I refuse to see a
1
baby
week,
that will
for 8 hours a
kill my
day.
baby.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's literally in my job.
You kill babies.
Because what
I have.
have to kill all
You
people.
kill babies.
I'll be
Yes.
by the gods.
You in the past.
Yes. I have
All
told
evil
this before.
gods.
You went from a hypothetical to the children.
Okay. If you could go back in time and kill the blood god while they were still a baby, would you?
No.
Yes.
To mess with time is to invite the wrath of whoever it was.
I vote we kick her off the bird.
I'm gonna kick you off the boat.
What was this woman like when you knew her?
She was kind. She eloquent.
It wasn't mixed with my other
She
life.
used her
I
popularity as
normally
a
disagree.
popular.
woman to
Gods are already telling you to
There
kill
were plenty of miracles eating out of her hand. Mainly the fat, ugly ones, but plenty.
Well, that was 10 years ago. So.
I know where to put myself. Well, okay, you don't necessarily trust this thing. I pull out territorial.
I will tackle you off this bird.
I'm not going to attack
You
her.
will not kill my friend.
I'm not going to attack
Then
her.
why do you bring out a sword?
The sword can make people tell the truth and only the truth.
By stabbing them?
No, I'm listening to the words we say. And then attacking you with your lies.
That'll be nice. Why don't we ask you some questions? Oh no, she needs to fucking get sleep.
Wait a minute.
Perfect time to kill her.
Did I ever
I will attack you off this bird.
Ugh.
Did I ever detect if she has a entity possessing her or anything?
Here we go.
Alright.
Okay, now that I trust more. That's something. That's
So you trust the necromancer?
She's possession. No. Oh, is she good or bad?
It's a very clear line.
I do not trust your gods.
You detect, and you do not feel a aura of any being possessing her.
She is not
So she's
possessed.
born evil.
She has unfortunately done enough bad deeds to be evil.
Okay, look, I'll go through the list.
Am I evil?
Very good.
Gods are cruel.
You're not exactly lawful or chaotic, though. You're somewhere in the middle. Jonathan, look at me.
Right? And still bad.
Click. Click. No, he's good.
Yep.
He's awful.
Wait a minute, once you hit that, you made me stunned.
Well, you're not double my
Damn it.
Saw that.
Damn it.
Yeah,
What do you mean, double my level?
Yeah, okay, so he's not good.
You kill him?
No, he's lawful.
Oh, so if you're evil, follow the law.
He's not evil.
Last episode, Oscar also found out that he changed alignment in 12 hours.
He used to be chaotic good.
Thank God.
The actual hand itself must have had some part in the
Okay.
alignment switch.
Just no. I'll give you the sword.
No.
Touch the sword. It's fresh.
It doesn't angle itself to the sharp bit, but you touch the sword and you feel it stay solidly in his grasp. Even as you push on it, it kind of
I break the sword.
Why don't you break the sword?
You want to stab my friend with the sword.
Okay, fine, I don't. I'll put the sword away.
There we go.
I can use my hands.
I'm gonna let you fill my friend.
No, I'll just break your neck.
Yo, you want to choke my friend?
No, break your neck. It's quicker.
I will tackle you off this
You
boat.
can close your eyes and we can push off the boat.
No, I will tackle you off this boat.
But that wouldn't be good for either of us.
No, I could survive this fall.
Same. I would land on my feet.
Me too.
It's
Would you?
really unfortunate that since she is desired evil, we must kill her.
I'm sorry, that's just the way this goes.
Is this bird evil?
Yes.
No, that's
Oh,
good.
this is not the evil. Oh, I thought I had to kill this.
Wait, you have an evil guy inside you. We should kill you.
What?
The angel guy.
I
One
don't,
of the
I don't think he was technically evil. I didn't have time to check.
You're right. Someone who killed one of our friends, the Sphinx, is not evil.
Yeah, that was the bad,
for good.
that was the bad Sphinx, not the good Sphinx.
Okay. How about I just keep hold of her and watch, and you just don't interact with her whatsoever.
She's evil.
Look, if we see a baby that's evil, you kill it.
No, I don't get pleasure from killing evil babies. I just do it because they're evil.
The spell said so. I'm gonna strangle him. I have to pick up this little girl and throw her at this full story.
Does Moki understand Elven?
Elvish? No, you mean Sylvan.
No, Elven.
No, I don't.
You do not understand Elven. I want Oscar and Cicero to make perception checks for me.
I understand it like someone who has similar language and the back alley hick understands it.
Yeah,
So,
it's like a
Like 3 words.
Boston versus
Perception?
You yes, I
fucking
perceive.
Irish Boston trying to understand a Canadian.
You get
I'll make
the
it really quick.
whisper of something from her mouth. She's still unconscious.
She says, "Oh, I'm so evil." Okay.
You hear, Mother, why didn't we help you?
So I just came up with.
You get like Mother's aid.
So she was a good woman of his aid.
Or she's saying she didn't help.
No, I didn't speak Elvish.
It's clearly something an evil person would say.
Yes, I regret we didn't help someone. Yes, only evil people regret not helping people.
That's probably why she's evil. Okay, I'll give you another option. We can throw her in to this church, and she can get therapy.
Oh, wait, that's an option. So you just kill babies despite there being an option not to kill them.
I get born evil as a baby. Something went wrong.
It does take a
Seems
lot of
like such
effort.
a cool guy. Like days ago, we were there. Now.
I've not changed this whole time.
So no, you were just a secret baby killer. I forgot.
I did. The first time we met those centaurs that were children, I did say, "It's okay, guys. I'll kill them."
He wasn't there for that.
He wasn't there for that.
Just the look of anguish that is on Marcy's face right now. It's like, oh, I thought you were a good person. There, you kill babies.
Silly.
The only person who can see that close is Oscar, because you've got to be within basically 5 feet to see facial expressions.
I'm awful good.
Your walls are terrible.
You might think so.
Just, I have a headache. I'm just.
Culture wall.
I just look. No.
You disgust me. That's respectable.
Moki basically half passes out from the lack of oxygen that he's been breathing in this whole time. So you're like, your faint is actually a real faint, and you kind of like
I
catch
don't have to
yourself.
breathe for 22 minutes. I'm good.
You've been not breathing for 2 hours so far. You've been using like 1 minute intervals of like holding your breath and taking a bad breath and holding it back.
So maybe she's not that bad. She's only somewhat evil.
But people can be tortured too.
Bad people are mostly tortured, actually, compared to good people.
And you don't get a tone by being tortured by bad people.
I mean, but the church was bad.
Yeah.
Bad people don't torture bad people.
Well, did you check their alignment? They may have had the good alignment.
No, they were evil.
Oh, yeah,
Check.
thank God.
Yeah. It's quite clear cut. It's not as grey as you think it is. They're bad.
Color can only mean something in the circumstance.
I think, you know what, I'm okay with the idea of getting our town.
Look, she's got 3 months to atone. If not,
Then I will hunt her and kill her.
unfortunately, I would have to agree.
That's a lot of time.
Well, atoning takes a while.
You do not understand this. Kill everyone who's evil.
It makes the world a better place.
That's very fitting.
It unfortunately puts a net
Are
positive
they
to the
evil
world's
once they
common.
commit evil deeds, or just innate? No, you think they do evil. You just think people are innately evil.
Are you able to put the Inquisitor mark on her so you can track her? I
No.
don't know that yet.
The Inquisitor mark.
Unfortunately, no, unless she were to make a vow with the gods, in which case I would know where she is.
We can force her to do that
We
next
can-
week.
Actually, no, it has to be willing, unfortunately.
And in 3 months, along with that, it's the law, which is the events of the Shining, which is literally like the closest times in the year you can be connected to a god. So, kill her then, or let the gods connect to her.
That's terrible.
All on a diamond.
Wait. You have to kill babies, or would you lose your divinity?
No, I'm able to ignore that for a bit, but I cannot allow them to do evil in my presence.
Okay then. You just want to do evil.
Doing the ritual change this about you?
Yes, unfortunately, I am now forced to uphold righteousness forever. Unless I lose my
I
power.
really like this new look on you.
How do you know that?
Whose righteousness?
Well, unfortunately, for getting these powers, I am forced to be given this oath from a past life I do not remember making, and now I have to upkeep it forever.
Ready overnight?
An oath to who? For real?
This is the ajar door in your mind, which you have nearly all of the memories of that, of the major events of that Gestalt life.
What was the oath you made?
The oath. That was to protect the innocent, to be the divine guardian.
Which god?
Freedom. Did not change much.
And that makes you that you have to kill evil people.
No, luckily it is more for protecting.
Oh.
So if you do break it, I don't know where you are on this planet. And I will hunt you down and kill you.
Yes.
That's all I need. I just need proof that someone did an oath.
He looks so
Cicero. Oh, sorry. Emmerich, do you also have some sort of oath that requires you to kill babies or people for no reason?
I just stare at you blankly, like,
You were the only other sane person in this group. Only you and I say if you were insane. Completely out of the mind. Yes, I agree.
well, thanks, Marky. I appreciate that. I mean,
I'm saying.
look, if there's like a half demon baby that's clearly, I don't know, like ripped itself out of its mother or something, I think I'd do a swift heel kick to the top of the head.
Yeah, that makes sense. Demon babies bursting out of a body, that makes sense.
Why not so good from you and I?
Yeah, no, but you would kill just normal babies.
If they're evil.
I don't know. Maybe the ability to cast that spell makes your mind very, like, clear cut. Like,
I'm sure one day you will see what I see.
I hope I never do that.
Just like, I don't want to.
he was sucked in. It doesn't matter.
Okay, think about it this way. You're investigating a cult, and someone is currently pregnant, giving birth, and you're watching the scene. You've just killed 16 kids because they attacked you with flails and battered nails.
You didn't knock them out?
No, because they're all evil. You go into this room, this evil lady's giving birth. You sit with her and assist the birth because the child could be good. And then it turns out the child's evil. First off, the child is evil. They're not going to make it far.
Unfortunately,
Have you never heard of the human king?
They are destined for evil.
I have seen some of the most cruel and violent atrocities
nobility.
to mankind.
And so,
For that is the study of
you put the mother out of her misery.
cannibal rituals are
She was
very
also
common. Reclamation for safe purpose use. Very common.
Is this part of your daily planning for your spells?
No, that's just how he grew up blood and necromancy from cannibalism.
Remember, if I
Yes.
was not agreeing with him, I'd gone insane.
So, since I followed the path of necromancy in my
Surely you
midlife,
can agree on something. Evil, bad.
Evil is bad.
as the doctrine, I hunted
quickly
down
define it. Not,
But what is evil?
cruel cannibal rituals and watched them perform them.
It's all dependent.
okay.
So look at this psycho fucking harmless dude who's like, guys, I've seen so many cannibal rituals.
That's so perfect.
I have learned necromancy. It's just all he's ignoring them.
Oscar, we get it.
So fair.
The gods made you, empowered you, gave you oaths, and you got fucked up because of it. It's fine. The gods hate babies. It's established.
My job is
So
to
true.
actually most of the time.
Man, believe it's hard.
Babies are considered sacred in my law.
Okay, look, you worship all the gods. You worship one god. So all the gods hate baby, except that god. He's fine.
Hold your horses.
Mine god doesn't hate baby.
Hold your horse.
You're
Except every other race.
I worship the nine true gods.
And they all hate babies.
No,
You kill babies.
no, there is a god of fertility.
And does she kill babies?
If they're evil.
God damn it!
Seems counterintuitive. You think she would want more babies.
Well,
Like, I guess you can just bless people that
if
have
the
more
baby
babies.
is born under the light of her, they will always be good.
Oh, so the gods can just make babies good.
Yeah.
So they just they don't do that to evil babies. They just kill the evil babies.
Okay.
No.
Please justify
No,
this.
Monkey. They send their mortal servants to kill. They don't do it themselves.
You're right.
If
If you hand a knife to someone else and tell them to kill someone, that's not
If
your
a
fault.
baby is
I'm joking. It is your fault.
If a baby is born evil, it means that another god, a darker god, has gotten there first.
So you're
And those
saying
babies in religion
you're saying mortals don't have free will.
Yes.
No, babies don't.
Why would you want free will? What are you going to do with it anyway?
It makes
Guys,
me so happy that I'm the one who does. I don't have to argue religion with him anymore.
let's just. Look, I don't worship any gods. I worship ancestor spirits. So I don't care about that. No gods hold any sway over my life. None whatsoever. I
Say
feel that
that
deep in my
like
bones.
that is any better. I have seen many people eat cannibalism rituals and shit. Those ancestors there. They are not better.
Ritualized cannibalism in regards to ancestors
Elders
is
do be
fine.
eaten sometimes.
Look, you made great progress in the world of necromancy.
If you aid people.
Unfortunately, you had to kill many people who followed that religion.
I've never had an answer.
I've never
Let's
eaten it.
just.
That's not true.
Try me.
I've never eaten an elf.
That's good. Have you eaten a dwarf?
No.
Good.
I think I tasted human once. Bit of centaur.
See?
And what's that incest called? That was pretty.
Cannibalism is not
Sorry, I had to
Cannibalism, right?
What's that?
Sure. It's not inherently
Well,
evil.
when two people in the same genetic makeup love each other very much.
So if you found a person who was good,
Like it's very normal.
so that baby
You worse way.
interfere. What's wrong? Even if we ate good babies.
Okay, if you have
I
good
believe
babies,
this is making them stronger.
But you
What about
eat
genetic defects after that?
if he's legal and he's doing
I don't know if there's
to
lots
eat
made.
good babies, I like him.
What if you
Genetics in babies.
eating bad babies?
Necromancers are the only ones who have it.
Elves come out perfect every time.
Okay. Bird, do you agree with eating babies? I'm asking the bird if the bird agrees with eating babies.
5 hours of
He grabs nape of bird. Bird!
What are your opinions on eating babies?
What is your political understanding of the climate of King Shark?
Shouting in common, do you eat babies? Bird.
It does understand common.
Yes. Yes, I've eaten many
I
babies.
feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. It's not about the babies.
No, we got off on the right foot, but you just tumbled down some stairs now.
I think you're thinking too much about the baby.
Why wouldn't I?
Think about how it's eaten.
You're just repeating yourself.
I'm just trying to reinforce it.
Think about how evil the baby is, though.
John, these scrolls are very powerful. Can they kill gods?
Yep. That's why we don't want anyone else to have them.
I think we should kill the gods because they hate babies.
Also, you start to hear in the ignorant celestial. You start to hear the bird kind of hum something, which is very muffled because of still the dense wind.
It's like a cheery song about eating babies.
No, it's like a nice bird chirp, but like echoed through a massive body, so it doesn't sound nice. It sounds almost discordant, but then it's celestial, so it's fantastic.
The bird is ignoring you and instead singing a lovely tune.
Oh my god, you're celestial.
You hear, as Oscar, the tune is
Definitely.
I do not eat babies. I just chew them up for my baby.
I love
Sweet baby.
I died 1,000 times in a small broken box, and it still could not make me evil. It still could not change me.
He said he died 1,000 times in a small box, and yet that still could not make it evil.
If he was evil, would he kill himself?
I
tried.
don't know if it has any of those laws.
Succeeded, all right.
Wait. No, I don't know. The front.
I'm always open to talk.
How far away from fucking city?
Black. Everything is black around you.
Stuck in the car with my racist uncle on the road trip.
It's not racism though.
I just think they're taking all of our jobs.
It is racism for him.
It's worse than the
Alignment-based
It's worse than the road trip right
racism.
now. You're in the train that's underground, and there's literally nothing to see. So all you have is to communicate
I'm
with
gonna
each other.
climb to the other side of the bird to get away from Oscar.
Okay, yeah. You climb 20 feet away, which on its back is a pretty wide space, and then you just can't see Oscar anymore.
26 climb check.
Yeah, you drag yourself away. You see the horse run, and then you see the girl that was lying between him. It's just kind of like
Just one hand climbing out, it's just like
you're just dragging her.
I might be squishing her a bit on the mic.
Yeah. She can't breathe well anyway. But
I
that's
mean, he's bottom line on Murky. Hey, look, did you hear this in your head? Look, if the choice...
No, the voice? What?
If there is a choice between a really bad evil and just a little evil, I will always choose the bad evil to kill first.
Who's saying this?
Me, Oscar.
I have a voice of Oscar in my head.
When he says little evil, he means it literally.
Stop
Because they're babies.
Jack, could you eat this other voice?
stop doing it,
But also, if there is an evil
Please,
baby,
Jack, I beg you, eat this voice.
if there is an evil baby, then I get told by the gods.
Oh god.
Drag her along, but like an owl.
Won't grow up to be evil. It actually has a purpose.
Dad, why do you agree with the voice?
I'd rather not tell him that it's a 90% fail chance for turning an evil baby good. Most of them.
It takes a lot to get there.
I think you guys know this.
Oh, you didn't study that.
Cannibal skulls.
That's what theology in this world is. It's just the evidence of killing evil babies. Now it's justified.
Yeah, that's the Bible here.
But it's at the same level of care as eugenics.
There's a 90% fail chance, so that's why you don't usually do it and just kill them.
That's what the gods tell you.
It's also more effective. Like, it's cleaner. You don't have to sit in the church for 7 days.
You're right. Killing babies, ever turn them good, is cleaner for the environment.
Yeah. Do you know there was a really bad overpopulation in Isura before it got wiped?
Stop talking about voice, please.
Sometimes if there's not enough clerics in a city, they don't have enough rulers. And they can't do what they should.
Sometimes the opposite is also the case. Sometimes a big old demon will give birth to a little good baby. And we will seek it out and we'll provide it a home and protect it.
I'm gonna give myself a lobotomy.
This is not.
It's also a 1% chance.
I take one of the ones that I stab in my eye.
She doesn't have any weapons already. She threw them all of the monsters you were fighting. She did nothing, but
So
Wait, you've seen
You just got her finger?
babies, but only one of them was too short.
you realize she's trying to breathe and basically can't breathe right now. She's awake. She's woken up at a point where you were arguing with the air,
Oh, okay.
and you half squished her. She's okay.
You're okay. Breathe now.
they did studies.
Bird, go now.
It's impossible to study.
Research.
Researchers for who?
Many of the major religions.
Yeah.
So there was a really large branch of study known as the effects and causality behind goodness within children and postnatal birth.
Oh, how are the new results?
I'm not actually sure. I haven't kept up with it. But last sort of like
This study was going on thousands of years ago.
it's continued. It's still going.
Yes.
Sort of 3 years ago was
They haven't
last.
figured it out yet. It seems kind of
It's an annual
inconclusive.
update.
Yes.
Souls. Force them to go to
It's a decade update.
A decade update.
3 years ago, they were saying that the actual chance of, if baby's born evil, getting back to good is now up to 7.5%.
That's good.
According to the general statistics of the entire Isaurian continent, which by the way is blessed by divinity. So every other continent on the western lands is kind of like has that lower percent chance.
How does
but
the
Isaurians-
government of Asura work?
The government
Yeah.
don't.
It's purely faith. It's priests.
It used to work.
So who's
Are you
who's
aware of
in
what happened to
You know,
us?
it's funny. All the research
things have
created by
happened
this
to us.
fucking guy changing the land.
No, big time.
No,
Really, no. That's a different.
That too, yeah. There's not enough research.
When Isura was founded,
Yes. 2 million years.
it was ruled by a theocratic democracy, which was a council of kings, headed by one singular king, who would make missives with the gods.
We've been talking for an hour and a half.
I expected it.
We got into deep shit because we started executing evil elves. The elves never forget.
After
Why did you do that? That's very rude of you.
God's telling me.
Yeah. The vibe of killing all the evil babies is the same vibe as killing all the all the people with mental illness.
Look, the elves on Adrin,
Red?
they were blue.
I think that's
very pretty.
years.
And
Yeah.
they were future bred to be dark godkin, so you killed them out of the kind of like predetermined understanding of their future. You're like, they are going to be dark elves, but they're blue now. We're gonna kill them half their population so they don't.
Only half.
Yeah, God only said the evil ones were the day. The other ones are.
You definitely killed a lot of evil ones, but I
the
don't remember.
council
They
of
not the good ones, they have.
leaders and kings, the five, planted the seeds of rebellion against the gods, and said they could overthrow. That is why the gods smited the continent. And then, ever since, the gods have kept a much tighter leash on Isora and its population. Where mortality used to live equally, it now lives under strict laws.
And these laws are enforced by.
The gods.
The gods are walking around in Asura.
No, but the gods have ways to interact.
So it's ruled by the people in the
Seraphim.
churches. Or the Seraphim.
The seraphim, the people in the churches,
So,
the Sephiroth, sorry, the people in the churches,
How many avatars dropped recently?
not that I'm aware of.
Hey, you avatar drop.
Shame.
there was one on this continent, Use of Souls. He was the wanderer on this continent. Had some deep history with King's Bay regarding their founding, but he did not stay in the city. He just kind of moved between continents to spread faith to Europe, to Europe.
The creator city of Isura is not the pinnacle it used to be. It has maintained an air of authority, but in the simplest form it is. It is fear that rules it.
That's sad.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you try to rule against gods.
I'm so glad that hasn't happened here. No wonder my people left that place.
My dad's just ranting about eating babies now.
I'm not
It's like it's
Now, son, he's got a point. Evil babies have a specific taste.
you're hearing your father in ahead of the storm and the direction you're traveling, and you're hearing his echoing like battle cry of "I want to slaughter the innocent children," and it is echoed through the wind in your direction. It's like blown into your face. Your father's
Through wind rushing, a theological debate, and the differences between taste of evil and good babies.
That's right. That's right.
It's a little confusing. It's confusing how we.
But yes, I mean, as much as I love I would not recommend going to Isora.
Voice my head.
Obviously, visit my mountain. It's lovely. The actual Creator City is a bit not the best.
You own a mountain.
Pardon?
You own a mountain.
I don't own a mountain. My family congregates into a mountain.
But you have a house in a mountain.
We have a
Temple.
yes, we have a temple on the mountain.
Okay.
It's lovely. We're able to see all over Isora.
You'll have to take me there one day.
I think you would fit in.
There are a lot of elves there.
There are a few. Some like me, some aren't.
How could an elf be like?
Well, they completed the trial of Reclamation.
So they're not elves anymore.
They are still owls.
So you're still human then?
My body is the same. My soul changed.
Yeah. Did that help you?
In a way. It is the most that one can connect with the gods. Those of us who have not completed, like my younger brother and my younger sister, they have not completed the trial and are therefore not ready.
Why are they here? Not in your mountain.
Because they are learning what it means to serve in the eyes of the gods.
Your brother tortures people and runs a bar.
There are layers. My brother, all of us have our roles in my family. My sister is the direct messenger with the temple and the gods above her. My brother is the seed that implanted himself within this city more than I could ever. His nature allows him to be deceitful, allows him to witness evil in ways that he does not have to act. It allows him to integrate himself into mortality far more closely. And my sister is a practicing confessor. She is purely here for practical experience.
It's like confessor.
A confessor, I guess it's hard to explain.
It's okay. Be confident and just settle out. I don't understand.
There are multiple. It's a hierarchy of sorts, but us Earth Keepers, the Confessors, and the Redeemers are on similar levels. The Seers are above us, and the Speakers are above them. My sister is a Seer. I am an Earth Keeper. My brother is he's a disciple, which is the lowest. He's yet to choose a path. And my younger sister is a confessor. Confessors They specialize more than Earthkeepers, but not as much as Seers. Instead of following the domains of all 9 of the gods, they find the god that closely connects with them the most. And they utilize those abilities far more greatly than the others. It makes them powerful, but they will never be able to be a reading because of it. Their jobs are often to act as protectors of the temples, or occasionally intercontinental messengers. We Earthkeepers are the lawbringers of the temple. We officiate oaths between the oaths that were originally made in Isora between the gods and the kings. My role, I was not there obviously, but the original Oathkeepers were the ones who heard those oaths and kept it contained. They binded it to the gods. My job is the same. I officiate oaths when I can, when it is necessary, but I hunt those who have broken oaths. And then...
Any oath.
I have a mission. But a broken oath is still a sin beyond most.
What about like a childhood playground oath?
No, it has to be an oath between the gods. But...
So you're not interested in the affairs of men?
The affairs of mortals aren't my domain. But I don't... If 2 merchants make a deal and one backs out, my kind have helped before.
Kill a merchant.
We often do not treat it as seriously. But there are always repercussions to breaking a promise. Breaking an oath is a step above. Many paladins who fall to being oath breakers become the most vile and heinous creatures imaginable. For if you can turn your eyes against the gods, then you are truly welcoming chaos. You're welcoming evil in its purest form. And the Oathkeepers are the ones who hunt those. But each Oathkeeper is granted one oath to oversee. And then the Redeemers are more like healers. They learn to take on the addles of chaos and evil and reinvent it into good. They allow... Pardon?
Like you.
In a way, without the raising things from the dead. But yes, being themselves are a conduit to allow evil to be filtered back into good. And then seers are those who get direct messages from the gods. They can see whatever the gods wish for them to see. My sister often gets visions, but others occasionally get whispers. Some see signs in the normalcy. And then the speaker is, I guess, the closest you could think of it as an avatar of the 9. And the disciples are at the very bottom. They have either only just joined the order or have yet to find their place.
So you just recruit anyone to this order? Is that a familiar thing?
It's both. You can be adopted into the temple. You can be born into it. Or you can simply find your place in it. It's not well known. It's not a major temple on Isora. We keep hidden because that is our jobs. If you find the temple, and the temple finds you, you may find yourself a disciple.
Interesting.
Hope that makes things clearer.
What else do you oversee?
Unfortunately, I cannot tell you, unless you were to swear to secrecy.
I think that's a good idea.
Well,
Do you think that's a good idea?
do you think you can keep a secret?
Probably.
Then I see nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
So, actually, you were very staunchly against this before.
I was going to say, yeah, this is a very quick change in 12 hours.
You seem a little hesitant. Is this not a good idea?
Well, it would make being my ally much easier. I would like to tell you all, but I need you all to just... It's just that stipulation within my contract.
Your oath's more are as forgiving as my oaths for my god. Where if you had like no chance of fulfilling it because of...
If you are forced against your will, then you have not broken the oath.
Silver means that.
But the gods will protect the information when they can.
Because I have met some gods and the oaths can easily break if someone mind controls you. I've seen it happen to a few of them.
No, the gods are forgiving to a certain extent. They will never judge another for things outside of their control. But if you wish to, well...
Like being born evil.
That is outside of their control, but it's on the oath, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like if somebody evil tries to join the church, they would probably be killed for being spies.
Well, they're redeemed.
Or that.
It depends on their actions. We have ways of seeing if there are deceptions involved.
Do you know any redeemers?
I do. I know a couple. But they tend to stay within the temple on Isora. I know none here. Although I think if you were to look for one close, I think Monarch suits a Redeemer more than any of the other positions, if you were to join.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to swear your secrecy...
I mean, you make it seem like a good idea.
Okay. We'll stop talking about babies now. Can I tell you my mission?
Sure.
Do you swear secrecy?
I swear secrecy as long as it has nothing to do with killing babies.
Jonathan? Do you swear secrecy?
I am willing to swear secrecy.
And Emmerich?
I would never divulge the secrets of my own free will.
Then as witness of the nine, it is her. I think for a second you'll see like a little chain connect between, it's very light, it's loose, but it connects between all of us and then separates into different colors and then will form back and disappear. It is done.
And we're just a secret.
Wait a minute. Check if she's unconscious.
She's alive.
Well, that was a good point.
She can't see properly right now. You've pushed her 20 feet away from where you are. She has, you're no line of sight of even that she's conscious. Loki's the other one.
Do you know how to make someone permanently deaf?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
Do you not?
well, I don't know how to stop her from hearing.
I can make her permanently deaf.
Are you guys talking about me?
Wait, do you swear secrecy?
I'm gonna.
This is a binding contract with the gods.
What?
No, Wayne, just cover your ears.
I'll keep a secret.
Are you certain?
No, Wayne, just cover your ears.
If you break it, there will be consequences.
He will kill you.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe just cover her.
I'll cover her ears.
Do it like a decent amount of pressure. Though.
She tries to like fight you. She's like, no.
No, Wayne, please. Stop. Also, your rings you got.
What?
It's gone forever.
Oh, well. There you go. You want this one?
Yeah, why does it look really...
No?
Ship the gem!
Oh, I swallowed it.
Okay.
You swallowed part of it. You didn't even swallow the whole gem. That's more impressive, I guess.
Okay.
It might be stuck in your teeth.
Swallow
No!
the rest of the gem. No gem now.
Destroys magic items.
Destroy magic items. They're strong teeth.
It is fragile.
It is fragile, yeah. It is just the ring now with the little, like, indent where the gem should be.
Do you want it? The bag? Like,
You took away all of its value. It's just silver now. Fine, give me the ring.
yeah. Cover ears.
It's like fiddling with it on her finger.
She's
Why does
attracted
it feel
to
rusty?
the
She's
ring.
like saying, there you guys go.
My mission is to hunt the 5 houses that abandoned Isora, that implanted the seeds of rebellion, to make the gods smite the continent.
You already told me this.
Yes, but my oath is to bring them back. Each representative. One of them,
Wasn't this 1,000 years ago?
yes. And they've not.
There could be hundreds of them.
Do you know it's 500-600 years ago? King's Bay is the first human city, and it only started late 500 years ago.
It's more like 500 years ago. But they have outrun consequence, and the gods are still unhappy.
You have to capture
I do.
all of this bloodline alive.
All 5 bloodlines.
It seems like
All
maybe
five
they should have sent more than one person.
That is true.
How big is your order?
Not the biggest.
Well, obviously.
It is large enough for 9 gods, but smaller than an individual temple dedicated to a god. The order was formed as a bit of a I don't know how to describe it. The gods have never trusted mortals. And when the first king of Isora announced that they were wanting to make an oath with a god, with the gods of Isora, the gods needed a way to ensure there would be punishment if it was broken. They could use their angels, but they needed something that all 9 could work together with. And so they picked a group of settlers, a group of nuns and monks, and they gave them a very small amount of power. Just enough to keep them on the ropes, not enough to let them get ahead of themselves. And they were the first that listened to the oath. The 5 houses then followed. Do you remember the blue? Was it blue? Do you remember the man without a mouth? The clay, the homunculus.
He had a mouth.
Yes. Do you remember the person that was watching us when we were talking to him?
The one who privately came to contact Sister and into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the Keter, one of the high houses.
Right.
The others are the Augustinus. Oh, actually, no, he's the Augustinus. He's one of the Augustinus, one of the 5 houses. The Keter are another. The Agi, the Ada, and the Adalbert are the others?
Carbon nails, by the way, are the only ones on this continent that you had no trace of, like, since around.
So, I've picked up small traces of most of them, except the Cardinals. I'm yet to find a semblance of them. But
I'm confused. Are you counting half cousins, 30 times millionaires, and random bastards that these people make?
the purest blood is the ones we are seeking. They will be where the oath resides the most.
The inheritance.
Oh. So you don't have to get all.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just the ones who are directly tied to them. Yes, it's a big ask, but there are others before me that took it on. There are others who
Suppose it's
have...
your life's work.
Yes, there are others who are currently investigating on other continents for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the only one searching for them. But I know of at least one of the Augustinus. That was that royal who we tortured. That was
I see.
whatever.
It's a very clear distinction.
True.
A child had the great connections to necromancy magic in his blood. If you actually gave me him, I would have been able to track down his father and his family relatives.
Through my own means, I've already found them.
I see.
But they're working with Sephora.
Sephora.
They're working with Sephora. They're hunting of other evils. If they get in the way of hunting these 5, I will choose these 5.
So your secret oath mission is to hunt down.
So why did you listen to your soul and go fight a bunch of cultists instead of go back to King's Bay?
Because I was curious if the cultists had a connection.
Kill the offspring.
What?
These are people who abandon gods.
So
They're sort of the same.
yeah, I was gonna say that a really guy killed the demon the soul hates. Did he say anything about that?
He could be one. But I think he's older than the houses. So I don't believe so.
That's not what I asked.
Why do you...
Did you ask?
Did the sword say anything about the fact that its arch nemesis just died?
No, it's been quite silent.
Oh, that's good.
Your gods want you to hunt down and kill people who have left these gods.
Yes.
Capitals.
Just in go in peace? Do they, murder a bunch of people then leave, or they just leave?
So, the gods wanted to make sure that humanity would be happy, never being the pinnacle.
Hard to be happy when the gods kill your babies.
It wasn't as strict back then.
So it's because... Oh, okay.
It's become more strict. But the gods wanted to make sure that they would be happy, never being the pinnacle. These high houses were not. They caused a rebellion against the gods, and then promptly fled with the many riches of Isura.
And the city became a temple besides.
They left the people of Isura to fight a war they would never win.
That war is over.
The war is over. The consequences have not faced the ones who deserve them.
It seems like it's so far in the past. Now we'll just forgive and forget.
Well, then maybe a long time for us is merely a speck in the gods' time.
But the gods weren't hurt.
The gods were.
The investment of theirs was ruined, but they're gods. They kill babies. They don't care about us.
The gods can be fickle.
But not in regards to revenge, they aren't.
The gods gave these individuals power.
Yes.
Power that cannot be taken back.
Mm-hmm.
Without individuals who serve the gods to take it back.
Gods got scammed and they're pissed.
Pretty much.
So for them, we should live in love.
The divinity was stripped from the western lands where they fled.
So for them, they should live in love.
So the power that they would give it was more or less
The
sort of
gods.
stripped away, I say.
The gods ended up losing far more than a city. They lost followers, worshippers, all across the world.
Yes, but this was a long time ago.
By smiting one continent, they lost two.
Again, a long time ago.
In hopes
Yet
of
it
place
is-
of fear.
It has not come back yet.
Whose fault is that?
In the gods' eyes, it is these houses.
Could they gods fix this without revenge on the houses?
And not with the kind of power the gods have at the moment.
And will they get this power back when they kill the houses?
Maybe. They might never get it back.
So it's just spite.
Yes.
Gods built power in people to fight the worst things in the world. The gods didn't want to interfere with
Yes.
the risk of their own power.
The gods themselves do not try to interfere with the mortal plane.
The worst things in the world. They create the worst things in the world.
That's also debatable.
If you are in a race with another tribe of centaurs that used to be a part of your tribe, they know all your secrets, they know all your strengths, all your weaknesses, and you know that they are building and building and building, sharpening their tools, making stronger formations, better tactics, and yet you are still recovering from the loss. As they left, they took all your metal, all your furs, all your leathers. They took your children, they took your kin. It is you versus hundreds, millions. What would you do then? Would you have the power to fight back when a growing army is building its forces against you?
Why would they be against me?
Because they did not see eye to eye.
They left.
And yet they are coming for revenge.
Are the houses coming for revenge?
The banished gods are. And with the houses still on this continent, on these plains, the gods don't have enough strength to fight back against the banished ones.
So the gods want to kill the houses for a chance of getting the power back so they can fight the banished gods.
Primarily, yes.
Why don't the gods just give more power?
That is what they've done. But power takes time. Power is a fire that needs to burn. It starts as a kindle. It starts as an ember.
Then they should just do the respectable things and burn themselves. The gods just kill themselves and power also. Then looking to defeat the banished gods on their own.
That is not how a death of a god works. When the god kills herself, at least that's what Farina did to keep her divinity in this plane. She tore herself up to many pieces across the land to keep her followers alive, to hold powers of divinity inside. And from that, she ripped herself from divinity and completely descended, stuck and trapping her followers in a forever prison to never leave the material plane. A god descending is not good. It only brings war to things.
And then you hear a Sephra's voice. Oscar. You hear it's like a almost
Kill yourself, Oscar. Jump off the bird, Oscar.
Oscar, evil babies, 900 meters.
Launching.
My mate is not dead for long.
Good.
The city you are heading to is but another trap. Leave as quickly as you can to the eastern hanging forests, or the fangs of wisdom to the south, west to the south.
A little more. Leave to their order. Yeah.
West, there will be someone waiting for you.
Sorry.
two voices that kind of like, one is soft and just passes through your ear like whispered, and the other is a powerful tone that hits you.
Well, it was a lovely conversation. Inspiris has messaged me. She says that Kings Bay is a trap, and that it is recommended we leave as quickly as we can.
We'll do that when we get to King Bay. I don't need to get my
Unfortunately,
door.
I am enough to uphold.
To what, save people?
So don't you have it all, Philip Bob?
No.
I think he's over to kill babies.
Fortunately, I have to go head first and try to save as many lives. It's possible.
The patriarchs.
Well, you can save more lives if you flee with us.
I know that.
That is true.
Ah, then you'd have to save people in the city.
Fortunately, I come back every week, so you know,
I mean,
I'm not that much afraid.
what is their plan in the city?
I think we find your children. We grab Sophia and maybe hand it to the Phoenix. I don't know. I'm happy to investigate for that parchment in the Archon's vault.
So we're splitting up.
No, we can stay together and do this.
So, my door first, then Archon's vault.
Yep. And see if they are still there. If they are still there, which I get the feeling they will have left.
Once we arrive, I am going to gather my undead that I've spread across the city.
Okay.
Then I want to head to the nearest grave to resurrect an army.
Fair enough. I guess an army is needed to fight an army.
Either that option or we go talk to the king. And see
I'll
what's
talk to the
happening
king.
there.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk to the king.
Jonathan, you only witnessed half a city, but you saw 2 necropolises, 6 or 7 cemeteries.
I don't
There's a
believe.
lot across the city.
I don't believe in the king of this place.
Even if we don't believe in the king.
The king is royal.
I believe the kings are real. I believe they have made far more mistakes than they are worthy to.
You know, so maybe they're working with the undead.
Then we may have to take control of the situation.
At that point, if we have a payment from the vault, we should just leave.
Under oath, I may have to lead these people to get out of the city. Unless you and Oscar want to do that.
Your oath is to your god, right?
Yes. Is
So your god is dead.
Once an oath is made, much like in the Immortal's words, you must live by them, or your words mean nothing.
Is it something where if you break it, it's broken, or does it be called out by the other party?
Oaths themselves provide power. And oaths themselves can be broken just by a thought. But if you live by it, you can harness the strength that you gain through restriction.
Oaths are self-governing.
They can be.
Is yours?
Since she is no longer around, I assume so.
It is a discipline, yeah.
However, if there are other gods, they may bear witness to it, as Oscar has said.
So are we going to go in and save these people?
It does have a mate.
Or are we going to go in, save our people, and leave?
If you want to go to the cemeteries and resurrect an army, we need to go to the vault. Should we split up? Or should we do vault, then cemeteries?
What if we go to the cemetery and bring that army to the vault?
How long will bring
If we head to the tower first, I am able to pick up my Minotaur. My three
You bet the Minotaur here?
blood goblins, the Minotaur,
Why did
and
you
then
bring
the
them?
other.
It's a tower, so the furthest southern point of the city.
How long will it take you to
The
resurrect
vaulted
an army?
Archon's vault is about western side, but near the center, between the Queen's Quarter and
We
the
also need to find Ray.
That is true.
And now you guys start to feel the bird leave the ashen cloud that has been covering you this whole time, and you feel the layers of dust and soot that is kind of stuck to you and has clung to you. But now you see a city that is the spires of the 9 or 10 lighthouse-like spires go up hundreds of feet, can see them visibly. You can see one single ember ball that is, from your eye line, 10 kilometers away.
We can
1,000
split up
people.
if you really want to.
I think we would be better together.
And that ball of ember is basically center of the
We
city.
should head for our tower first.
Do you not remember the OMENS that fought before?
Those are dangerous foes, but I'm more worried about the time you'll take for resurrecting your army.
Or we can all go to our own personal objectives.
I think
I first want to talk to the king and see how this
I don't know where the
life
king
is going.
As Jonathan, you can see the structure to the closest to you is a massive fortress-like shape. You've heard its name as the King's Hold.
Probably meet up with my
It's just a
family.
fortress, basically, where the king would be balconied.
in that case,
I assume I'm going to start at that tower and I'm going to head straight.
So if I leave you early, I can visit my family and then go to the Archon's Vault. They should be fairly close.
Where is Arkin's vault?
Lamented Pier.
I see. Here's the map.
Southwestern side of the city.
How far away is that from the tower?
From the very close to the air spires. The lamented pier and the air spires are like side by side.
Wait.
The lamented pier is the destroyed part of the city.
lives in the Aspire,
No,
King Stock Keep.
That is where he lives.
Okay.
So the opposite side.
Opposite side
Yeah.
of the city.
Alright.
Or at least that's the fortress that he would reside in on a regular city.
Tower is like here.
Heading to the king.
Yours is like middle lane of the city.
Yeah,
Along
yeah,
that middle
I'm
line.
sure.
And about middle.
Where are you thinking of landing? Cecil. What the name is that? Limerick?
You can call me Cicero if you like.
Oh, okay. So,
I can go in Limerick.
So
I
we're
think
all
that's
in
what
different
they call
directions.
Well, most names are with
The
us.
Stein Vault is yours now.
Where are you planning to land?
I don't know. Where do you guys think I should go?
maybe we should, if we're going to see the king, we should see the king first, then go to the tower with my daughter and your minions, and then to the Lemonade Pier for a sailing off and boat. There should be a great
Turn to your lower.
Visibly, you are at a kind of speedy decline on the back of this bird, so you're at an angle that you can see the city because you're on its back, and it's like, yeah, it gives you good view.
Lemonade Pier
Yeah.
is where the boat and the family is.
Which side are we coming from?
Jake just asked the exact same question.
Yeah.
You're all good. You are entering from on the map the side where visibly the Kings Bay logo is. So the eastern side of the city,
Okay.
furthest from the water's edge. So you're entering.
Enter from the Lumen District.
You're entering from the Illuminated District, which, by the way, out of all of them, you see that the eastern side of the city looks to have the least destruction. There are enormous fissures across the western side towards the pier. Basically, the whole middle map of the continent. Felix, that is an old map. Should I give you the new one?
Yes.
Yes, up,
Do you want to do something in the Lumen District?
That's where the temple courts are, where all the religious people, if they're alive,
The pier next to it, that name is really hard to see. That's where the boat is.
Okay.
I see. The temple people are here, you said.
So this is a good bird's eye view. Pass it around, you'll see the destruction.
Oh, wow.
Do you have, I'm not too familiar with the current religious status. Do we have some sort of, like, revolution for undead armies?
so it's the exact fucking opposite.
What?
Side.
As a classical term? In the old days.
So if the bird went across the entire city, you'd be pretty close to the air spires upon exit. Or you'll fly directly over the High Post Heights where Oscar wants to
So you
go.
come from the
They're
Illuminated
like
districts,
undead.
and the first stop, like distance, is the tower for our minions and my daughter.
Yeah, very close. Yeah. If you stand on the
And
bed,
then that's the center of the city, so it'll be anywhere else.
Then win.
Oh, I'm coming. Oh, how do I get off this? Are you gonna hold me? All right.
Alright. On guard. He jumps off. Gundir, Wolf of the Lost, hear my command. I call you to arise. As from beneath the phoenix, doors open. As the doors slide open with the strains of souls tormented. The souls
Doors that look like they've opened straight from hell.
screaming souls, yellow glowing eyes, blur as a giant wolf clad in metal armor with a great sword in its mouth shining with the simmering moonlight flies out under Jonathan's as it allows it to.
Nice, you get that, Felix.
And Jonathan ends up mounting the wolf
I'm mounted.
with near way.
Princess style character.
You, as falling off, your bodies hit the, what is this, mostly metal back? Mostly
Yes.
metal? Or is it like armored?
Jake.
Yeah, cool.
It's
That's
there's a-
bad stuff.
Armor on the sides and a bit of
There's
padding on the
sides.
top.
As Felix jumps down onto this grey dog, I look down. Okay, let's do this. I rage. Normal thing happens. The black veins and ivory and claws, and I jump.
Meet us at the spies.
Spies, jump, and then my flesh bubbles and morphs even more. It flows as a river down my form, on my legs. My legs thicken, thick as clubs,
I refuse.
with grotesque muscles building their entire mass. As I change from weird science words, ungulate to hyperbolic digitigrade. Kangaroo legs. All four of my legs are now kangaroo legs. Look very buff.
What the fuck? Okay. Now, are you going to aim for areas of ruined street or aiming for a building to fall onto?
Can't you just have flesh wings like the rest
You've
of us?
got, here's your parameters. You're 100 feet off the ground. Closest destroyed building roofs are 40 feet and 20 feet off the ground.
I will
And
go
then
straight
ground.
to the floor, the ground, 90 feet down.
90 foot drop.
That's
Just,
Is there? I'm pretty sure
Wait.
you can do an acrobatics check.
wait, does your wolf have slow falls? Or is it just slow
Oh, it's a
fall?
one
yeah,
round
I just
temporary
grabbed
damage
that.
less.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Alright, as the wolf flies through the air, its legs beneath it start to look like the wolf is bouncing on thin air as it slowly descends down.
Right next to you, just me, Murky.
Okay. It can descend 280 feet before it turns off. As it's
Okay, you really fell 90 feet.
yeah. I have to roll a d6 to see how long it lasts.
Cool.
It falls 60 feet per round, so
Okay, that's pretty low. And you're summoning it kind of below you, so it evens out in about one round. You hit the ground safely as a building beside you is destroyed. A body passes through it at multiple angles and kind of ground slides through.
19.
Okay, so you take 8 damage.
Nice.
And then 1 point of
Enterprise.
1 point of it's 7 damage and then 1 point of temporary damage.
Cool, I take that damage and immediately heal.
Yeah, as you destroy a building, you kind of break through it on the side, and as Jonathan lands on the main road, you're still probably a few dozen blocks off of your particular area because you've now flown over it. You kind of have to back a bit. You, as Jonathan noticed, Mookie kind of like walking out of a broken building that clearly was made by him. It was probably one of the more normal buildings.
I'm now like 4 inches higher because my legs have gotten longer.
And he has kangaroo legs. He has
Are you
reverse satyr legs.
Yes, I'm still. No, I still have 4 legs. I just have 4
but are you like shorter and longer?
No, I'm the same length. I'm just full.
Good.
By looking at my legs.
Disgusting.
That is good.
That
Alright.
doesn't work with the
let's make haste.
To the tower. Ugh.
Are we done here?
Rest you there.
Yeah, Monkey's
I
jump
don't
is
run, I jump.
Oh my god.
Sonic.
Poor city.
That is disgusting.
okay. And when you guys are heading straight for the tower, so I want both of you to make me survival checks. So as a wolf, for Moki, you are the first person to catch
29.
horse tracks. That is what you get.
There.
You get horse hoof tracks. You find them. You see them going in 2 directions. And the dog, because that is the dog that you now, as Loki, you land and you see an animal that wasn't with Jonathan as he fell, though you heard Jonathan say a bunch of things about something that you didn't understand. You now notice that he's riding a 8.5 foot tall wolf that has a great sword in its mouth, that has a crest of a moon and curdled in that looks to be some sort of female figure.
That's new. We need to get a wolf. Just
He's from another life. He is my noble steed.
just 60 feet long.
John Deere tells me that she went that way.
Okay, we will that.
But I need to go pick up my Minotaur at the fighting ring.
Okay, so your India picks up the scent going east and north. So towards the edge of the city that you first flew over, the Temple Courts. There's also another set of tracks which most of you obviously saw, which heads just back towards the direction of your tower in the center of the city. Now you, as Gandia, get a better, stronger scent from the direction of the Temple Courts. So likely came from the center of the city. This is the smell of a horse, by the way.
Alright. Smell center.
Your dog has no idea the difference.
That's the smell of a shin. Oh.
It is, a horse body for the lower half, and the tracks that are visible for Moki to notice is that of a horse. The smell that applies to a horse would normally also apply to a centaur. But then you begin to, Moki, there are two paths, center of the city or to the top east of the city where the Phoenix first flew over.
Well, he told me that she, which I'm thinking is my daughter, is pointing the direction. I'm going the direction he pointed me in.
Cool, okay. So, actively, Moki is heading furthest away from where your group wants to head. He's going to head to the top right side of the city. Your group is aiming for the back southern side of the city. So, for Moki to return to you guys at full speed, it's maybe 12, 15 hours.
I'd like to mention that a track that's 24 hours cold is a DC 58.
Oh, okay. That's true.
That's why I was just saying horse.
Yeah,
because at least you can tell.
I'm going completely wrong direction.
No, there's horse tracks. Again, you pick one or the other. You pick where it came from, or you pick where it's going, and you don't know which.
Yeah.
Also,
you see the tracks.
Also, she was chilling him for a while before Ray found her.
Yeah. Well, she was chilling technically somewhere.
Yeah, that was fine.
She was not in the tower because there was a lot of destruction around the tower. Not that you guys have actually gone together.
How long has it been since Ray teleported back to the city? Like 18 hours?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
18 seconds. Yeah, Ray did basically 12 hours of walking in the episode.
We have no clue in character where he is.
Yep.
Absolutely correct.
And the only thing you can see is one of those ember balls, which you know holds an Oni. You can only see one of them still in the center.
Also, I'm completely fine leaving Ray here.
I don't want to leave my door here.
Never mind them.
So you don't know where your door is, and you have horse tracks in a city where humans use horses as a constant means of transport.
Well, hey, he's a giant wolf. I'm assuming he's a giant sniffer.
The wolf sniffs.
The wolf does know the general direction of the horse in its direction of travel.
He sniffs a lot of things.
I am unsure if that's the right way, but I still think we should head to the tower first.
Okay then. So tower, see if my door's there. Get your minions and then try and find
It always ends like this.
Yes.
Go, let's go.
Alright, cool. So you guys begin to head deeper in and away from the smell of horse. That's effectively what it is. Until, Jonathan, you see for the first sign a broken metal axe. Not axle, a kind of axis of a broken metal beam which hangs loosely and kind of flaps, broken on the side of a main supporting pillar of a fence line, which wraps around the edge of a forested area. That forest looks basically burnt, and that forest is probably only like 4 buildings in total width, like a good block.
Are there any bodies on the street?
There was when Jonathan was taken, there was a few bodies, but that was 28 hours ago. No, oh Jesus, that was like that was 60 something hours ago. It was about 2 days before you went on your job you were taken. So, no bodies on the street. You find the sign that says Life Spirit Cemetery. You can let Moki go ahead of you, because that's what he's going to do. but you are side on to know the tower and its direction. Before, for the both of you, you would, even from this height on buildings, you'd be able to see the top of the tower, and you cannot. Before, for the both of you, you would, even from this height on buildings, you'd be able to see the top of the tower, and you cannot.
Alright, it's gonna take time. I'm gonna drop my range.
Yeah, your jumping genuinely helps you get over the larger fissures which block your path. And there are a lot of fissures, like ground rifts that have opened up and have sunk buildings.
I can only do a 84-foot long jump, so I'll be fine.
You'll still be fine. You don't see the top of the tower that you know you should be able to see right now. That is the tower that you were given. Shit. You just can't see the top of it over the broken buildings.
There doesn't seem to be anything crawling in the streets right now, or anything. I guess I'm doing from where
You guys are making a lot of fucking noise. Not you particularly, but your dog is quite loud, like the panting, and Moki's, like, I wouldn't say loud, but consistent hoof prints across the streets as you've been moving. Yeah, you're making some, but you're not quite. No, let's just say you haven't even tried these dogs.
Okay.
You head for the tower, and you arrive after about 2 hours of journeying.
So, like, it's very quiet, like, there's nothing around. It's like a dead town, ghost town.
Yeah, except you're in, like, the corner district of an area. There's tons of things that are slowly crumbling. The sound of that is very consistent, but there's no sound of, like, scampering rodents, or you're surprised, but you don't see any remains on the street. You don't see any bodies, no limbs. You do notice that there is a lot of machinery, broken King Guard robots that are 6-arm war machines, broken arms, and more importantly, the chest cavity has been sundered, and you see multiple of those.
Will they get destroyed by physical attacks or magical attacks?
Probably physical. Visibly, it looks like on a lot of them, the glass was shattered. You notice that on one of them, the glass looks like it's been melted. So one of them possibly was afflicted by magic.
Okay.
It looked like a pretty solid amount of damage for them to destroy these things. Weapons on the inside are gone. You walk closer towards Jonathan. You pass now second cemetery. You know the path back the way you can. You don't have that far to walk to walk into these two cemeteries. You arrive at the broken tower. The entire up platform, the plateau at the top that allows you to look over the city, that has collapsed inwards. And the kind of tower itself on the upper floors has kind of just opened up and revealed its insides to you visibly as you look at it from the outside. It's missing its top 2 floors. So the actual platform above and the top floor, that's, the rest of the tower's there. The underside of the tower, that's still there. But you can't see anyone, you can't hear anyone. It's the widest street, and as you look down both ends, you don't see anything.
Alright, then I'm going to give a scan out around. Is our cost detect undead and all the other things within it?
You just detect undead?
It's all other out of planar. But
you catch the scent of 2 undead.
Undead.
And they look to be somewhere on the second or third floor of the tower that you had as home. Had as your home.
Alright. I can't sense your daughter in there yet, but we should have a good check, because I don't believe she has an outer plane attack to her essence.
No, she does. It's fine.
Actually, no.
You check the tower.
She's actually a Deva.
There are 2 things you find.
You're gonna get stunned if you look at
Should we
it.
do like a perception side check to see how long we take?
That's up to you if you want to be stealthy or not. Otherwise, you're clean rushing through it all.
Well, I'm trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, it takes you 14 hours.
You can both make me perception checks. To see who notices a thing first.
Really good.
All my checks are bad because I'm insane, but whatever.
That's only a bit too.
No.
I got a 19.
Yeah, what did I do?
Oh no. Oh, I'm a little insane.
Okay, so relatively at the same time, you both notice the very obvious sound of undead. But also, like, one of the undead, one of them sounds like crushed. And you notice on the second story, up the stairs to the tower, the first floor's fine, but you can see some debris come down the corner stairs. You hear the undead, both of them stuck on the second story. Jonathan, these could be two of the undead out of the 6 that you left in the city.
Do they look like corrupted blood horrors, or...?
As you walk up and notice them, they look like... Not the blood horrors that you... Actually, you took both of the blood horrors. Yeah, they do. Not the minotaurs, but the golems.
Oh god.
Bad girl.
I took the one where at. That would be.
Yeah, actually, no, you left. That's right. That's okay, because I remember you left the goblin in the air spires, Sophia walked that goblin back with her as a kind of defensive thing. Okay. Anyway, you notice one of them is a humanoid, and one of them is tiny and crushed, completely smothered under the rubble. But it's still making noise. They don't look like they can actively move themselves, but you know, if you free them, given them enough time, they will be able to walk. They'll use their broken bodies to move.
Divine Smite the Rock.
So how does that work? Jonathan will move up to them.
Farina, let me kill this rock.
His walking guard here. Rocky, can you help me move these rocks out of the way to get my undead down?
No, yeah, I can do that. I'll just let them one-handed away.
Yeah.
No, it's too heavy.
And then I'll cast Restore Corpse to fix up all their damage.
Throw one of the rocks out and it explodes because it's broken.
As Moki is chucking some of the rocks away, Moki, you realize that you're on the second story of a tower. It's pretty hard for you to come back down. It's not that hard. You realize that slowly creeping up the stairs of where you're throwing debris down, you see a small crossbow-like head with a little arrow at the top, laced with probably, it's like a silver arrowhead, slowly rises up out of the ground floor of the stairs from the first floor.
Hey, who goes there?
You see hood, short,
rat guy.
looks kind of wide-shouldered.
We're allies of the city, so if you need protection, we can help you.
Oh my god, he's so nice.
Make a diplomacy check.
I don't believe him at
Cool. Let's see. My current diplomacy is -9.
Sick.
I have a -7 because of my insanity.
Protection.
Shut up, father! Let's see. I got a.
I'm gonna make you better. Do you have any evil children?
That is a 5.
Die those babies.
Wait, no, -9. Oh.
There's a maniac in the city looking for evil babies. Where's your protect you? Where is he?
Oh, shut up, Dad.
You see the small crossbow is like put up onto the upper floor, like he just kind of drops the actual weapon itself. It's a small hand crossbow meant for maybe a young humanoid.
Then he dies back for when I say we weren't eating.
His head was there the whole time. So as he puts the weapon aside, you notice that with the other hand he drags around something that looks like a weapon drenched in blood. Or dead flesh. Or it is dead flesh.
Is it my axe?
In the shape of an axe.
Oh, it's my axe.
It's definitely an axe. That was
it looks...
Yeah, true.
It is in a completely different city. You see the weapon itself looks like kind of small, and it fits the size of what looks like a dwarven figure as it's kind of now coming up the stairs properly. No two-hand. He just put the weapon on the side and drags it up with the one hand, wheels it over. He hits you with it because you are in close proximity.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You should kill him and eat his babies.
What is this allowance? What's plus 10?
Oh, that's true. Before I can kill babies. No,
I have a 16 AC.
Evil things. Somewhere else.
No, I can't kill good things.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
You can. You can kill anything doing an evil act.
Yeah.
He's attacking you guy. You know it's good. Because I checked his alignment that recently.
He's good because Oscar says that.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So therefore, it is in your code to protect the good.
When I get and I register people, I just think something.
No, because you don't. The familiar is evil.
You need to make a DC 15 will save for me.
Is this enchantment?
This is just a weapon effect to make you shaken for 1 minute.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh, shiver me timbers.
If that's the
The condition of this weapon, it must have killed an undead creature before it can apply this effect.
Fortitude or reflex?
Will.
Okay.
15.
It's like
I succeed. 20.
Cool.
Okay, let's kill it on Dick. So we just have to kill something before this triggered. Alright. Hold. Who are you?
You still need protection. I don't care. I'll take the axe.
I rolled terrible. That makes
You still need protection.
it's a +1 weapon. I rolled 2. +1, so that's 4 points of damage, which you don't even
I'm not blooded, so I'll take it.
I thought you raged as soon as you landed.
Then I stopped because it was going to take a while. No one's racing
I
around.
love how rage. You can just be like, I'm angry. Never mind.
It's an off button now.
Yeah.
Cool, I now have a +1 great axe.
What's your off and off button?
Rage should last 6 hours or until you're unconscious.
Rachel lost except for how long you're angry.
You see, it's kind of to Moki. It feels like it's almost as short as a hand axe, but it has that massive great axe look, and you realize the grip is definitely flesh.
It's a Dark Souls great axe.
But it's black. Like it's black. It's charred flesh or something. You're not sure, but it feels
This
like
axe
flesh.
tells me you're probably not a good person.
Who are you? Realize,
He's doing it too.
I did it more than you.
Kill him.
I thought that all of the left here was undead.
Rip the top half.
It's me, Gunther.
Oh.
Oh boy, Gunther.
Bite his lips off.
Yeah, because you didn't describe how it looked, so that's
No, kind of like from your angle, Moki's body was blocking because there's a tiny entryway into the thing, and Moki was throwing rocks down the stairs.
Ties penis in a knot.
You notice that there's also another undead body in the room, which looks to be it's like slain in the last while. Hours or so.
Why are you getting so angry?
I'm defending the spot. I was trying to keep it from, outsiders.
Snap his neck.
that cost attack good.
Yes!
I'll give him his axe.
I'm sorry, Gunfire.
I thought you could do that.
I have a bunch of extra cantrips that I didn't realize I have.
Cantrips? Nice.
So I have you taken him to detect law and detect chaos.
No.
Are you trying to detect if this guy is good?
Yeah, as a well, it's
It was the weapon, weirdly enough, doesn't have any alignment. It's cool with that. No, it's not. So it should be. It actually does say it is, but it's not. Anyway, there's no good aligned energy coming off Gunther.
a sham.
Oh, that was a weapon I found in the chest of a machine.
How did we
Found it.
No, it's not yours.
I murder hobo part.
No, of course not.
Do you need it?
No. The crossbow is good enough for me.
However, I owe him a debt, so I
My muscles aren't as padded out. How are you doing? It's been a long time. Matter of days, I think.
I'm no longer insane, and
I never knew you when you were insane, sorry.
no, it's okay.
Were you insane before the shit?
No,
Before the Kingsman?
it was recently in Saratoga. Oh, we've been to Saratoga.
I became insane.
We had a quick
But
stop in Saratoga, sampled the local, cuisine stuff, and then we came back here on a boat.
I heard you arguing with your father. Where's your father? Is he here?
Oh, sorry, I misspoke earlier. I'm not as insane.
Okay, I'm extra confused. Mentally.
has been good.
Okay.
I thought you were retired. How did you get to that tower?
Oh, I've been hiding in the basement for about 9 hours. Just been moving between the places.
I see.
Well, honestly, sorry, you go.
Oh, we're heading to the spires to see.
I was about to say, I've eaten the rest of the food supplies in here. I mean, there wasn't many left. There was a few scraps, and I just kind of had no food left, and I knew there'd be something here.
That is okay. We can help you transport you to safety.
I have managed to get the dragon scales we brought into the city to a certain smith. He lives in the air spires, and or near the air spires. He managed to make some sort of an armament out of it. I sold it to him for a cheap price, just so I could have a place to stay.
I see.
Lightning resistance is probably pretty
Have you
good.
seen my daughter around? She's a centaur like me, just smaller and female.
No!
She's a centaur like me, but small and female. We're exactly the same. With
I would have brought it up in conversation already if I saw another one of you.
Okay. We're going to
Weren't you trying to find your daughter? He was somehow being kidnapped or something.
well, she was supposed to be here, but I'm hoping Ray took her to keep her safe.
So you're saying she went from one kidnapping to another?
I'm hoping Ray the colonizer took
You should come with us and fight valiantly in our battles.
Ray the goblin killer.
I will.
You can be in the front lines with me.
Alright, just don't let me talk to anyone. People don't like it when I speak.
Me neither.
Also 7 charisma. His whole race has it.
Minus 4 to all charisma skill. On top of that.
This set of goes crazy. He's a dark dwarf, right? He doesn't need any more disabilities in life.
I need to go to the underground fighting ring first to pick up my minotaur.
What is that? That's to the southeast, yeah. It's gonna be a bit of a journey.
Don't worry. Actually, the free people will be a bit slower. Moki, can you hold some? That reminds me, I'm going to go get my spare clothes that I left here.
You've been noticing too, every time Moki's grabbed a rock to chuck it elsewhere, it's turned to dust as he's thrown it.
He nearly tries to eat it.
I'll try it.
Wait. When Moki tried to free the zombie from debris, it just turned to dust?
No.
All the rubble.
Every time he grabs
it goes broken, I throw it away, dust.
Yeah,
That means if you pick up a boulder, just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to, so he can't hold
But as soon as it hits the ground, it crumbles to dust.
he can't break a living creature. He has to be in possession of it. Basically, it has to count as an object. More or less.
I meant by getting rid of debris. He's like the perfect excavator because he just destroys it all.
It's just the objects that were loosely on your possession have just been left to getting dust in the room. But it has only been a total of 60 hours since you have equipped this gear. So despite a little bit of dust, clothes fit you fine. You are no longer in shabby robes, and you no longer fit the appearance of everything else in this city that is destroyed. But in slightly more comfortable clothes, you begin to leave and track towards the top half of the East City. Moki, do you follow Donovan in the direction that he wants to head? You've also got 2 undeads, one tiny.
Is he going to the king?
Nope.
I am heading to the fighting ring to pick up my minotaur.
Fighting ring is the parallel opposite side of the city.
I think my daughter
I thought it was really
Ray.
close.
At least I hope she is served.
Nothing was
How
close
is
to
Raven
We'll stick
making it
together.
serve that easily every day?
Because not every, but you were at the solemn sentence, so Ray basically took it's a 3-hour journey from the solemn sentence, which is...
I thought it was 2 streets away.
Dad, you made the city way too fucking big.
He did.
No, it's my
It's a
city.
giant metropolis. They just need better public transport.
They don't have public transport, exactly. You pay every, high fees.
When we first saw it, I thought it was 2 blocks away at the fighting ring because Ray just kept going every day.
Yeah,
I described it.
walked from one morning.
I mean, I don't need to describe it every time. Now you've been in this city for approximately 10 episodes. I shouldn't have to tell you that it's not an issue of distance. You will make the distance. It is a distance.
The issue is
The issue is not time.
I have realized it will take me too long to go pick up my minotaur, but I need it for a good fight.
You should be able to afford it, right?
Be here.
No.
Well, get your wolf to go there and get it, and then come here.
I will need to command it.
And you get the wolf to bite it and drag it over you.
However,
You should have left.
You're in the center of the city. On a good run, it's 12 hours away.
it's good run. Wow. Wow.
The city is destroyed. Getting a good run is not a good thing.
But is there people in the way?
That's
So who's
exactly
in
right.
Foster?
It's okay.
But there's a lot of holes in the floor on the way too.
My dog can't fly. How long can you dog fly for?
Yeah, how long can you dog fly?
Only 6 minutes.
Okay, so you can cut probably an hour out at the worst point. Like at an angle where you can't cross with your dog can bridge a gap that is impossible.
It's only a chill 11-hour run.
Oh.
And then you have to run 11 hours back.
I suggest...
That's a lot.
I suggest that you walk back. I still haven't fully recharged on my spells yet.
Anyways. Complete rest.
I have 16-hour rests, apparently.
That's true.
Meaning my rest is still going.
Well,
And David just said that summoning the Minotaur was not constraining his activity.
Summoning the dog, no.
So...
Okay.
these are nice.
It's a summon. I mean, come on.
I will try and track away. If I get a 19, I can succeed.
You can do it, I believe.
I got a 15.
This is needle in a haystack. You find what you're looking for is signs of red. So fur, red fur, or hair. You find black hairs and green hairs. You've never seen green hair in this area before. You find white hair, but you do not find orange hair.
his curse is specifically nightmares, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Keepwatch says effects that rely on actual sleep or dreaming are ineffective.
There you go. So I'm going to have the rest.
Doesn't bypass it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All of the curses I want to give you have nearly no impact on you.
Okay. To first level.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to curse it on.
Yep. So basically, neutralizing a curse by never forcing you to rest. So the nightmares can never hit you because you have not succumbed to sleep.
Yes.
Beautiful.
You made a slave?
Yeah, he's a human.
Of a sort.
Oh, lame.
We turn to Oscar and Rick.
Samrick.
Actually, wait, before we do that. I'm going to say that, but like, we're cutting off a bit too early. Jonathan.
Oh wait, actually no, I do have a way to do it. Never mind, I forgot I had the spell. Jonathan goes, alrighty then, we'll need to be 2 places at once. I am going to be unconscious and be laying on Gundyr for a bit.
Nice.
I will go summon the Minotaur.
Gross.
Please protect my body, I cannot see or anything. If I start bleeding from every orifice, actually Gundyr will carry me. He will save
Are
me.
you waiting here, or you can have Gundul follow me?
Oh, you'll see what happens. As Jonathan's whole soul just starts flying out as it begins to take the shadow form once more.
So Shadow pulls out of
The
Jonathan.
shadow form just starts walking up going, alrighty then, as it flies up going,
Neil Wayne
I'll
is
be
just
back.
on behind you on the wolf, just holding your body. Like, what the fuck is that?
Neil Wayne is like literally sideways on the thing, you know?
I
Just
forgot that I can
freaking
leave
on.
my vessel for a bit.
Good point. I forgot Noane is here. Okay. Noane, can you track?
No!
Gundyr, please try to
lie.
help them as much as possible.
If this was my city, maybe.
As Jonathan starts
I've
flying.
never been here
It's
before.
not your city yet, psycho.
We need to stop kidnapping people.
Okay.
She came of her own free will.
True. She did not know she was going to come this far. but-
He told her to fuck up. She was like, nah.
That was before the first Sephora. Not even.
And then she also found out that like
Noane,
100 feet around is
would you like to go our separate ways? You out into this undead filled city, or would you like to stick together?
How fast is going through walls, 60 feet fly speed, to get to that location?
6 hours.
6 hours? Awesome.
Or technically less, because
Okay.
you're going to go through the wall, right? So
Yeah, I can just go through walls.
you're evading the actual entryway, which can cost you 30 more minutes. So, like, say, 5.5 hours, easy.
And I'll just say this is shadow projection, where I turn myself into it. My shadow rips from my body
Yeah.
as it becomes a living shadow,
Cool.
as I am that shadow creature now.
Okay.
And what is
So,
that?
your shadow figure covers 100,000 feet distance just through material.
Yeah, as Jonathan's now unconscious because it's in it.
You watch as the shadow gives the tip of the hat, which doesn't exist on the head, and phases through a stone wall and disappears. And Neowayne is on the back.
No, it's not a block.
I don't
It's not one of
I don't want to know what that was.
What is it, Jake?
I'll just keep the body. I'll just stay. Why are you picking at hairs off the ground, Mookie? That's where we'll cut.
Yep. The shadow projection lasts for 8 hours.
Perfect. Perfect. So you'll be kind of like, oh, it doesn't even matter. You can just disapparate at the moment you contact the medial. The Minotaur.
Yeah, medial. I can also, well, actually...
You'd want to lead back kind of in your direction beforehand, but then, yeah, it's you know, it actually works out well.
I'm killing the Minotaur if I ever see it.
Alright, we return to the back of the Phoenix.
You have to kill the Minotaur, you're going to lose your powers.
No, I heard something in my mind control.
Minotaur's evil. You're wrong.
Not my mind control.
Minotaur is chaotic evil, yeah.
Chaotic evil.
Yeah, but it's under my mind control.
It's chaotic evil. After
Have a new fire sound effect.
Good, wow.
cool.
It sounds just like flapping, doesn't it?
It's like a retarded bird. A little bit.
I'm too heavy! I'm too heavy!
You're still on its back, and the area that you wish to exit off of is which side of the city? Do you want to wait until the air spires, or do you want to jump off at that halfway point?
I'm going to drop off once we start riding over the, Lamented Pier.
Cool. Okay.
Are you going with me, or are you going straight to the spires?
Jumping them off?
Yes.
You see the bird's nose is angled for the spires right now, and you're probably less than an hour off getting them.
That's up to you. Do you think it would be helpful?
I don't know what you're doing. Looking for your family.
Look for my family and investigating the Archon's vault. Seeing if they're still there.
Sure, I'll come with you.
Okay. I don't have any way of cushioning your landing.
Neither.
Oh.
You should just tell him the land.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. But once we get over those wrecked buildings, land.
You start to feel the body get lower. You don't feel the speed stop. I would appreciate it.
I don't think he's going to land, but I think he's getting lower.
You see the wings do start to flap a bit more in a kind of a different motion, a bit of like a brake motion. So you start to feel the blitzing 90 times 4, 450, what is it, 450? Yeah, 450 feet per round curves down to...
That's 5 times.
Was that 5 times? 5 times 90? Retarded.
360.
360 curves down to 180. You're still moving almost way too... Like, if you were pulled off this now, you would rip through buildings. They pass over the area near where you told them to park. He's still going, but he's slowing down. That was it. Until you feel the kind of something below you hit something, and it knocks you guys both back. I want you to both make your reflex saves.
I'm good at these.
This bird is trying to kind of destroy
24.
Okay.
20.
20, cool. So Cicero looks the most off balance because 20 is the DC. You get Cicero kind of like grinding back, but grabs a feather that seems grabs a bunch of feathers from the back. You feel or notice 2 of them get pulled as he's holding onto it, and you feel the bird's whole body kind of like the bird's wings flail up even more. You notice this bird is clawing the tops of buildings to slow itself down.
Oh, hey, I'm polite.
You hear 3 concussive blasts as the ground beneath you kind of like lifts slightly. And then you feel the bird hitting kind of like a 30-foot fly speed and only about 40 feet off the ground. And you start to feel the grip, the solid grip you had on it slip. And as its body kind of like, it's trying to almost go vertical so it can stop itself, you are hitting a point not by intention of it, but by the sheer intention of it stopping. You are not flung off, but you are dropped off the back.
I'll try to grab Imric, and I'll try to take the landing using my Hooch the cat.
What?
I've had this all the time. I never used it.
I think also Cicero has boots open con, so you have even better acrobatics, which helps on the full thing. I'm not going to say you take any damage.
No, David, I take minimum damage.
Oh, as well.
So 3 points of damage. Let's give you that. Ow. Cicero, you take none because Oscar is taking the ball for it.
Ouchie.
Get off. You take 1 point of damage. You get smashed in the head by one little pew. Your one eye poke. Just like, that was impressive.
I'm more comfortable landing than I was expecting.
And you notice the bird still did not stop and has been grinding itself forwards about 3 blocks ahead of you, has destroyed many, many rows of buildings where its 2 grooved feet have towns of plaster.
Useless bird.
And then you see, as it tries to take off one more time, it shatters 2 buildings with its wings and then continues to take off.
It's good.
It's good. I want one.
It is too big for its own size.
What do you think it's going to do now?
Only go for...
It's hitting this glowing red ember that's coming out of the ground, and it covers about a 2-mile radius ahead between Jewel Vault Bazaar and the air spire.
Probably looking to kill Ray. Because Ray has the
hard now.
Yeah, well. He would probably defend himself. He's pretty strong.
As you guys walk, now you are
strong sword.
Well and truly dozens of miles away still from the Lamented Pier.
Did we land in the Lamented Pier?
No, you landed like 2 miles off the Queen's Quarter, which is just above the Lamented Pier.
Okay.
Why did you get it to land us here?
I didn't. I was trying to tell us that it's not a very smart bird.
Really?
You see, as the bird continues, it's still not at the air spiders yet, but it will be there.
I don't know its feathers.
Alright.
Yeah, 2 huge, like they are quills that are 4 giants.
Oh no.
That's a cool feather.
I can't hold this.
You've got 2.
Are they heavy?
No.
Oh.
They're hot. It looks like they're hot plants.
You can maybe strap it to your back and use it as a bit of wool. In the wintertime.
Not really a pressing concern. I think.
We should run that way.
Alright.
Did you just drop both of the feathers?
No, I'll put them in my shirt.
Okay. As you touch one to your skin, it is warm, and then you realize Oscar's probably the only one to see it straight away, but as soon as he puts one tucked in, you see it just start to burn away. Like catching on fire, but just a dull ember. Burns away until it's nothing behind you.
Don't think about it. Keep moving.
What about the other one?
The other one, if you're holding it with your hand,
maybe just draw away or something.
As you're waving it around, you watch the more wind you catch with it, the more it starts to kind of burn away at the top.
Oh. I guess so.
I would have thought phoenix feathers would be so fragile.
I guess they're made out of energy or something.
I guess it's fair. How is it fast?
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, you're
Same speed as you.
3 hours later.
40 feet?
How fast are you?
Also,
No, I'm slowly.
you and Cicero, you have to curve around. I think Oscar has a bit of the advantage when it comes to leaping and bounding because of your strength, but there are fissures that are 50 feet wide that are swollen buildings. You have to curve.
Or jumping is the one thing I am better at.
You're really better.
Well, no.
Because of your boots of cone, is that why?
No, because it's dex based.
Oh, I thought it was strength based. Jumping was okay. That's right. Because it's like a
I'm a
balance.
monk, which helps.
So what a quinky thing. I'm a ninja.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I have a plus 20 in it.
I can get a plus 39.
Sorry. It's impressive.
I know. That is a key for it.
You notice ahead of you the distant arrays of broken buildings, the Queen's Quarter with temples that are sunken and broken, sundered and split apart. You can see different large load-bearing pillars of some unknown structure is 80 to 100 feet away from where it's supposed to be. Parts of these buildings are completely exploded.
We're looking for an older state, roughly a big
ricocheted pieces of stone everywhere.
Most of the roof is collapsed in. There should be a window on the right side. A nice little white picket fence around it.
Is this where your parents had been staying this whole time?
What?
Well, I kept coming to your house while you weren't there. I never saw your parents.
Well, yeah. What?
Never mind.
Why my parents aren't here?
Where are your parents?
I don't know.
What do you mean you turned there?
There's someone. Let's keep going.
All right. I thought your parents lived here in the city with you.
Had to give that backstory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the other people that are here are my siblings.
Sorry, just mixed messages.
Are your parents here?
I severely doubt it.
Right.
You find
Let's
the
hope
entrance.
not.
What do you know about my parents?
I thought I remember hearing you talk about your parents. I guess not.
Right. Maybe this sounds kind of...
Why are you so uncomfortable about the idea of me looking for your parents while you're not at your house?
Does a 39 give me anything?
I thought I knew where your parents were. I definitely stood outside of your house looking in your window for many hours.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Usually like waiting for close to dry out in time.
Yeah.
And many days after that.
Let's get back.
There was a few those weeks.
It's just your dumb sister. Where the fuck are your parents?
You eventually arrive. You're going to the Aqua's Vault straight away, right?
I'm going to go to my bunker.
Okay, cool.
My bunker.
What's that? You will be passing Aqua's Vault in a general vicinity if you wish to gaze, because it's basically like you saw it was very similar to your bunker. It is a building above it with a kind of a lower entry point.
If it's on the way, then I think we do a quick check-in.
It would be barely aside from the path that you're on. So yeah, you, as Oscar, you hit a point near the edge of the Lamented Pier where it's visible to you, where you can see all of the Lamented Pier buildings. You look at the kind of entryway of the Arkham's Vault, which you notice is a completely second story. The second story half of that building has collapsed onto the first. And that entrance, that is a downward stairs to the Arkham's Vault itself. The only entrance you knew of, though you swear that there was other like exit chambers going kind of like vertically underground, horizontally, you get the understanding that the vertical entrance is being sundered.
We might not be able to enter. Will be properly collapsed. Well, do we want to take a close look?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Do you want to take a look at the second story building part of it? Or do you want to take a look at the...
There's only one way into your bunker.
Oh no, this is the console.
Oh. Can we retrieve your family first? They can help us.
No, it is on that. So we'll just...
Okay.
It's tapstone wall or building, just like looking at the city wall, knowing exactly where it is, every brick on the wall.
It's going to be a pain to get in there.
I'm not even bothering.
Do you want to look through the top floor and I'll see if there's a way to move all this rubble?
Okay.
Alright. You kind of hop up, tons and tons of wood that is splintered inwards and outwards. You would get dozens of splinters in your feet if your boots were magical.
If my shoes didn't function as shoes.
No, like they're big splinters, and there's a lot of them, so it's even harder to like. If floor erupts, there's shards of upwards angled little bits of wood everywhere. You move around, noticing that every time you step, the floor gives slightly.
Your acrobatics is better.
No problem.
But you are light on your feet, and so as you move across, you notice that there is about on this second story, there looks to be some sort of main dining space or cooking station, which looks like they were kind of side by side, like a dining area and a cooking station. Probably had some middle wall to block the two off, but you can see that that has concaved. The dining, the major cooking area is rubbled into the first floor, which you can't even enter. It's just rubble down. But the dining room table area is what looks like 2 or 3 steins of some sort that are just kind of side rolling on the table. You see barrels of some sort in the corners of the room. It's kind of like the very back half with a
Where the front half that you were at, completely concaved in, the back half seems, a 20-foot wide back half seems to be still together, and that's where this dining room. Oscar, as you are investigating the rubble, make a perception check for me.
All right.
This is sound based.
Okay, so that is A. 24.
24. Okay. Here. You start to take off some pieces of the rubble on the corner of the downward stairs to see if you could maybe slide over the rubble to get to the doorway. Seeing how flexible some of the stones are, you realize the more corner pieces of stones you pull away, the more that the roof above it that's barely stable dips and bends in. So a lot of the pieces you have to kind of leave without to stop yourself from having the roof fall onto you. But it's this kind of like groaning or muffled growl that comes from the building that you're trying to groan, sorry, not growl. There is a sound that is behind you that is quiet, and so as it gets closer, you notice it only when it's 60-ish feet away.
Okay.
What sounds like bare footsteps. Like bare feet.
Bare feet. So slowly sort of turn my head
Turn your
around.
head. I mean, you're kind of like perched a few stairs down the stairway, so only your elbow and your shoulders are ground level. As your hands are kind of steeped in dust and soot.
Wish I was a bear.
First, you notice ragged, yellowish white fabrics on some sort of gown. Red, bloodied feet. Your sister is running towards you through streets of an area of a district that she shouldn't have left from. She shouldn't even come in this direction. You know that maybe about five blocks away from you, there's a bridge that connects you to the lamented pier where they would be. She looks like she's been running for hours. Doesn't really make no sense, but you notice behind her, behind Cecilia, your brother, Leif, has one chain shirt shoulder piece on and is like running to catch up with her, but is half adorned in armor. He's got the armored boots on, the armored leggings. He just doesn't have any of the armored top on. He's not even holding a helmet. He looks like he doesn't have a weapon on him at all, which is more concerning. They look like they are sprinting for their life.
I'll look back at sort of Emmerich and just say, keep searching, I'll be back in a second. I'll run out towards them.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think Cicero definitely hears them. You hear, kind of like a voice that's trying to stay quiet. Cecilia, stop running, please. Your brother doesn't even see you. We have no control out here, please. It's like this hushed volume voice that has so much fear and anxiety. You know when your family is let's just say falling apart, when they're in conflict with each other, even if it's not verbal. You hear your sister who is beelining for you, who you notice as you look up has made eye contact with you, even though your brother doesn't seem to have any awareness that you're there. She gets 30 feet away, and she slows. And you hear pain in her voice. Stop this, brother. Look at me. She says to you. You need to know I've realized something. And you see Leif running up behind. Who the hell are you talking? Oh, wait, what? Why is he? That's all. Whispers.
How are you doing? We should be in the bunker.
Sister's run. She said she felt you. Your sister.
You and your brother. That's what we've been waiting for.
Where you are?
That's right, yeah.
Spiritually.
Okay.
It's like, why do the gods keep sending me fucking visions of my brother jacking off? Stop.
Your sister's like trying to inhale deeply, but you can see how broken or like how much she's trying to contain how wounded she looks.
What happened?
Everything you do leads to your death. Enough this time. Erica has already left looking for you earlier this morning, and she hasn't returned. You need to retire. Let us return to her home. Her home. If you even know who that is. The law will keep us safe, safer than this home we will lose. We cannot win this fight. They have us where they want us. And look at me, brother. And she gets even closer to you. She now looks down at you barely, because you're standing up two or three steps below her. You've given me nothing. My whole life. Nothing that counts. You've forgotten I've been through.
Respectful.
You've forgotten what has happened in one night, brother.
One night stand was too much.
And I've seen Leif make a disgusting scene in our safe space. Mutilating a noble boy for information. His screams, and on top of that, you let Leif nearly kill the boy over and over again. Acts of criminals. And you ran after those soldiers you fought beside because of your vanity. Your vanity won't let you lose them. It isn't that you love them. No, that would be easier. You only love them admiring you. All your so-called passion and temperament, it's false. Your whole life has degenerated into an endless, empty craving for admiration and flattery. And you say you have done no harm to nobody? Erica is clever and she is strong-willed, but I can feel from here, wherever she has gone, she has nothing. She's a non-entity because her spirit is crushed. In this place, how could it be otherwise? You've let her and us down for God knows what reason. And I am nothing for them but a weak vessel. But I might have, if it hadn't been for you. She looks down at you. She's not even looking at you, but she's looking at your feet.
That's like some heresy right there.
You're not happy. I've never ever seen you happy. You're fighting all the time to keep that youthful look as if it matters now. You're not young or beautiful. I'm seeing for the first time just how really weak you are. It's horrible. You cover a frightened face with tangled hair. Brother, you told us to show strength. It's what you told us. So why hide your weakness and resentment for your family? What did restraint ever give us? God, see your weakness, brother, and I see the end result. Everything you do ends in death, your death. So I forbid it. You're not going on any more missions. or having any success in the battles to come. You are not capable of saving your friends' lives or the lives of your family. You are a danger to the city and all that herald it. Brother, those are the omens I have been shown. And you see she falls to both knees. You hear the stone gravel under her feet shred her knees as she hits the ground.
Hysterical woman.
Alright, everybody's up all session. So we go.
So we'll come together now.
I'll go forward, take a step up, and hold his hand out, and help her back up to her feet.
She grabs your hand with such ferocious strength that there is a weakness in her grip that comes from probably malnutrition or dehydration.
She's not buddy.
She never ate well to begin with, but in this particular situation, she's flat-footed always. Instead of fighting the world, you are going to be my brother for once. For once, there is no omen at that fact that I have two brothers. Before I lose my mind, I just want to know what that feels like. For it to be real, not just a dream I keep. I love you, brother. That's why this is so awful.
Let's go. Bring her into a hug. And just
You see Leaf is running up behind you, but at the point where Leaf is in proximity, you can see her panting. She isn't even shaking or sobbing. You can feel the liquid tears run down your back, and yet she's still. It's scary, like she's not shaking or quivering like she normally does. She's not trembling or like crying, shaking. She's just letting her tears run down her face, down your neck. As you hug her, you embrace her.
I'll sort of bring her back. I'll just gently wipe the tears from her face.
I'm just like, yes, oh my god, I'm looking for things. Definitely not listening or
It's
anything.
not my job to be happy. I may bear what I bear so that you may be happy. So do not cry for me. If you wish for me to retire, I can. But we would be giving up everything we had held, had promised. We would be turning our backs on our lives, on our families. I will always do everything I can for you, Leif and Erica. So just say the word.
She clenches the small remaining bits of cape on your pauldron and kind of crinkles it in her hand. And she clenches her fist around your cloth. You hear Leaf over your shoulder. Oh, she said death was everywhere. And then she ran. No, Leaf. I will not lose another I hold dear. When I told her I saw your death everywhere, she left straight away. I'm so afraid of where she might be now, what may have happened.
Where is Erica now? Do you know?
She headed for the pier. Past to the end of the lamented pier. She said she would start there and move north. Likely probably up the pier. There are so many areas broken. There's nothing left in this city for us. But there's someone. He whispered to me.
What did he say?
His power is like a name. My powers. I have remorse for the gifts we were given and the fact that they could have been given to people more worthy.
Do not think you're worthy.
I don't think the gods would have given it to us if they did not see that in our future. But I have nothing to... I have no divine promise, no truth of understanding. The true divinity has eluded me. And now it made you embrace darkness. Your eye has changed, your hair has changed.
I don't know. I think you're right. At some point we've walked down the wrong road. But has our mission changed?
I always saw death in this city.
And has that changed?
No, but I don't know why the gods would allude to me that there would be nothing but sinners.
We came here with that in mind. We knew this wouldn't be easy. We knew we were looking for scraps. That was the mission we were given. If you really want to, go through with it and return home. No one will hold any remorse against you. We can leave together. The four of us.
You just want to fight the things that this continent was never supposed to be this bad. And they knew that. So they sent Heron to him. So at least Heron would know. And I never saw him. But I think I will. Brother, we must head to the Fangs of Wisdom, to the hanging jungles and forests.
Okay.
There is someone wiser than me, wiser than all of us. He will tell us how to keep fighting, to not break what is already fragile. But we shouldn't keep fighting when we don't know what we're fighting for. The city turned on itself, and then evil came, and the city was not prepared. We were not prepared.
I have surrounded myself with humanity ever since I got here. And that is the one thing I have tried to protect you from. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps it's twisted me. Perhaps I'm not the man that I came here once. So I listen to you. You are the purest there has been.
That's too much of a title for me, you know that?
No, it's not. Strength doesn't come from what you have. It comes from who you are. And there's no other with as much kindness as you.
I won't look upon your future again, because I've done it for the last 12 hours and I've found nothing that ends with your survival. So I'll stop looking. It brings me too much pain. So I will have to trust you above the gods. You...
What say we find Erica together, and we can leave hereafter?
We need to only leave long enough to figure out how to fight.
Yes.
Do you remember that old story?
Which one?
She looks up and she looks at the rubble behind you, but her eyes don't look at it like rubble. It looks at it like it's a field. She looks at it like it's bliss. The story of this, the song of the sun god.
I remember.
I'm drawn to it now. The song that rings in my ear. It reminds me of a name. Good light. There is someone with good light. They are waiting for us. And I have a feeling that Heron is the only other person in this whole city to have met him so far. But that might be the reason that he is so bright, in such control.
Our family has always lived outcast. We've always avoided the attention of others. But if you wish to shine brighter, then perhaps that's a change we need to make.
I think our family needs to take a step into the light of responsibility. We can't fight the same battles in the same ways we've been fighting before. And we're not stronger together. Leaf is over your shoulder now, just quiet, listening, and you hear her say, "What the fuck are you doing?" We need to gather under the light of something brighter. It is a dream. It is a dream to bring the city back to the state it was before. To do it, I think we need to talk to the Master.
I will be with you. I will follow you.
When we left, I saw her. She said an avatar of the Nine was here. She did not say where.
Do you think this master is one?
He draws to me like a seer would, but without the harsh, without the burden of it. It is like he is gifting me his voice. It doesn't sound like anyone I've heard before. His tone is kind. I think we should stay with him.
And?
But I don't know if he can help I don't know if he can help anyone but us.
Doesn't matter. Right now, the only one that matters are you, myself, Leif, and Erica. There is nothing else.
Forks. Definitely pretend. I'm definitely still searching 100%. I'm not just standing at the window listening to this whole thing.
You just like occasionally like listening through a fork, just like spork lands. Goes pick it up.
Do you know where Erica might be?
You telling me? Yeah, or to this.
I'll say it's just passing back and forth.
Brother, the magic I've got, I can track an object on her body within 1,000 feet, I think. Or just under.
Okay.
I've got her weapon, I can
That's superpowers.
locate her within kind of a close range.
It's his superpowers better than yours.
What do you mean? I have different types of superpowers.
And I can tell you that Augustinius boy, I pulled something from him that wasn't his to see. Leif has this like sudden kind of like really, really dark expression. Something that that triggered something in his mind and shut it off like a switch. There was an object, a connective object for the ritual between one to another. I believe that there is another scroll in that object, hidden inside of it and protected from magical awareness. So that means in this city there's still 2 scrolls of that dark magic that exists. One is, from what I understand, probably invisible, hidden inside an object, safe from permeation. The other, I thought you were looking for it.
We were. We found one. Do me a favor. Do not forget it. Do not remember it. It was an order. You followed it. You blame me. Do not blame yourself for that.
Look, I did want to ask if you're that friend that can bring
The necromancer?
I think that was what you called him, yeah.
Yes.
That was a necrodami or something.
If you think he's...
I think he could potentially shut. It's basically a corpse now. I can feed it water and try to
ask him.
Maybe you can pull something more with his help.
Maybe.
Elif looks defeated, but you see him. I will take Sister back now, and we will walk in the direction of Erica. We can start the patrol on the coast. Heron has been fighting in the lumber weavers mill area recently. That's where most of his attacks have been. We're quite a distance away from that now. We can keep our boundaries. Who are you with?
I with Imric, the elf you met, brother. He goes by a different name now.
Oh, okay.
The others have returned as well, but pay them no mind. We'll find Erica and we will leave.
Do you think our sister's being honest about an avatar of the night?
I have heard its voice, but I do not know what it is.
So only the seer and an oath keeper have heard it. Is he only able to connect with 3 Larides?
I think you'll hear it eventually, if it is the Avatar of the Nine.
Why wouldn't you contact all of us just to be...
Yeah, they're little failures, okay.
That'd be me, my brother.
I'm gonna do something to your brother.
This would be a lot of heresy right there.
That's right. Yeah.
They technically haven't broken their oath yet.
That's right.
Yes.
Yet.
Hey, after they break their oath, you want to shoot them.
You have to shoot them.
That's true. I lose my Inquisitor powers for 1 month.
It's just testing his sister. He's like, it's okay. If you want to break your oath, just say so. I'll come with you, sister. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear.
Just let me know. You watch as his Leif begins to kind of pick up Cecilia back from her back, kind of gently riding her from the shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
No, I just thought he just like picked her up like a chibi.
Yeah, he basically did. Yeah. He's got some strength. You know? He's a bill boy.
As Leif is about to sort of turn back, Oscar will just sort of take his ring of protection off. Where? It's the least I can give you for now.
Blood ring, great.
It should protect you.
It should.
We can hope.
The Holmesie's okay. Our protected items have been. Look, we've got 5 families with us.
What do you mean?
About 15 of them total.
You're providing them stay.
There's not much really room. We're letting them use the floors, and we've taken 2 of the vaulted chambers for artifacts and shoved them into one chamber together, so at least some of the children can have some quiet space to themselves. It's tight down there, and
artifacts, you say?
When you have a sister that constantly starts to babble about people dying, it really starts to. So they're not happy down there right now. They're very distressed.
Have you moved any of the artifacts?
Just kind of moved 3 of them into the same chamber together. I think that for short measures it might be fine. We just had to clear rooms so a few more children could sleep.
Yeah. Just make sure that none of them get access to them.
Yeah, that has been the main. I mean, look, we nearly had an adult man singe his whole finger off by touching one of the gauntlets. That was my bad. I was in the middle of interrogating.
It's a busy time.
Yeah. Look,
What direction do you think Erica is?
He points through a big, perfect fissure at a diagonal which heads towards the coast from where you are. Where you can see the fissure has swallowed buildings half steeped into it, but you can see through that fissure's path the coastal line is at the edge. I think if you follow the eastern side of this fissure, run along the coast. I think she was trying to find you.
I'll find her, and we will leave as soon as we can.
Sister said that everywhere you went, you were going to die, and Erica, she said she swore that you wouldn't. And now Sister says that she can't. What was it? She's a non-entity. It's not real anymore. I don't know. I don't know what she means.
Oh, look. I'm back. I'll be back.
Curves around, so exits the building from one side, curves around to look very normal from one direction.
Huh?
I'm heading off. I'll be back in a second.
And where are you going?
To the coast. I'm checking on my sister.
It's like a 4-hour walk.
Can you protect these 2?
I don't want to.
Here?
Starts to put on his chain shirt. He doesn't have. Neither of them carry any weapons. Now, this guy's wearing armor. His sister is not wearing anything but dress robes.
Make sure no damage comes to them.
Cool.
It's the mithril chain doesn't feel too bad.
I guess we'll go back to your vault.
Oscar will start to channel his spirit and channels it into his legs.
Okay.
And I will cast Channel Vigor and emulate the effects of haste.
Yes.
And I will just go as fast as I can down.
Oh, you're so fast.
Is this right?
Leave.
What's your name? Your name was something else now, right? Something.
Well, you can call me Cicero if you wish.
I'll call you Cicero. Yeah. I know it's confusing, but I prefer when I know the name first.
I'm here to prevent bodily harm to you.
You're a liar. Why would I even trust you? Your name.
You don't have to trust me for me to prevent bodily harm from going to you.
I don't trust the word of a liar. Leaf just has to walk off, dragging his sister along.
So anyway, what's happened in the city while we've been gone?
A lot of evil shit.
Going to deep specifics while we walk.
There's only one burning ember dome left, which means that all but one only should be snuffed. There was 9 or 10, I think, across the whole city.
It's not that much. I remember the hordes he was talking about.
No idea.
Yeah. Hordes. 10 isn't a horde, apparently.
No, it quite literally isn't. But it's good. I guess that's one problem you might have a possibility of solving. Have you seen any undead anywhere?
No. No. We're getting very close to the area where there was some sort of strange insectoid creatures emerging from the ground. And we made sure to stay away from those.
Those are allies.
Oh.
I think. But they don't know you, so they might not see you that way.
And as we follow Cicero Imric back with Leif.
That's me.
Oscar, as you are traveling at a certain speed, you feel a thrum of power enter you as you make with haste, and you feel the weapon at your side start to offer sentiments. You hear him, it as a dragon.
Right, this is a bitch.
Your mind is broken. The truth can only heal it, and your family can only prevent it.
So what would you do? What's the choice you would make?
I will show you. I will show you 900 years of choices. And as you're running at full speed, time's kind of like slowing down a little bit. And those images that you got before on the Sphinx, on Inspirus, images of Asura, images of the wall being built that split the Gudrun Badlands from the safety of the Keter Sanctuary of Ion.
Wait, who would you have the choices? What did you have for breakfast?
I don't know. You feel as you run divine power that you recall feeling. Divine connection to Ineta, a goddess of justice. A divine justice feeling is infused, and then you feel as you're looking through eyes, you're looking at a different hand. In a different body. A gift to a man. And a man that you, as you look away, you realize that he is in the middle of, at the hill of an enormous battlefield where two different sides are warring at each other. You see mostly black armored. They're both humanoids. One has a lot of black armor, one's a lot of silver armor.
The black one's bad. The black armor ones are bad.
Black armor, black soul.
You notice that the gauntlet emblem and the pauldron braces that are up his arm all have a symbol of the Mandrago's house. A very, very ancient, what you would say would be one of the original families to communicate with the gods. One of the five before the five, so probably the first or their successor. There is a mountain past the Gudrun Badlands called Sigrid. It's a mountain, but it also used to be the home of the first city to house a fallen angel. Sigrid was its first home, this fallen angel. The second was Valrim Nadal, which to you sounds familiar because you remember the Lich City, Valrim, to the south, Darkstay.
Darkstay.
We should go down to Darkstay.
We should go to the Lich City, guys.
Totally.
That sounds
cool.
Seems like a good place to have a vacay.
You feel the sword explain the inheriting mantle of what not only the sword brought, but the impact of the sword's presence. A sword that was much, much stronger, and a sword that didn't even know it was a dragon.
I guess.
As Oscar, you feel the last big memories of the first wielder of this weapon.
Huge memory.
Like what's his name? Like the
I'll get one roll.
Emperor of Human and Mankind in Warhammer.
Definitely not one roll.
Name's Craig.
Thank you. Craig.
Okay.
No, you realize that this sword brought together a small cabal of like-minded heroes to defeat a threat.
They all share the sword.
No, it's like a Red Ranger kind of thing.
That entire armies would fail to bring down. An army led by the first fallen angel to move between continents. And eventually, after 35 years, Mandravis Mandravis' great-grandfather gave the sword to the youngest Mandravis. The former one was Mandravis Robert Drake.
It's a fire name.
This Mandravis inherited all of the laws and respectful omissions to the sword. Its traditions all the more important. And Mandravis assured that the weapon would remain sacred to those who understood its traditions. And after another 35 years, that owner who had moved back to Isora succumbed to sickness. And the sword could no longer be maintained and was left in a family house. For 10 years it watched children grow, the children of its wielder, in the hopes that they could have the bravery.
Someone was fucking watching me as a child.
Shut up.
It had been passed down through trusted sons, and now left to decide if the future sons would be worthy of its inheritance. All from one bloodline, but all with the understanding that the weapon was a death sentence, a dark request sent from the gods. Srithriel was happy to enforce that fear in a time when fear was needed to move everyone. Okay, Felix?
See you next week.
And after the first great calamity of the gods and its birth, humanity's spirit was crushed. Long after Robert Drake Mandravis Robert Drake. Drake just is a cursed name to me at this point. I still feel bad saying, I don't know why.
Oscar's middle name is actually Drake. Oscar Drake Solomon. That's his name.
Solomon.
No, Solomon.
Solomon.
Sodomy.
Sodomy. And so the first hope Srithriel had was when a man named Greaves Lunata found the family that he was protecting. And he spoke to the family, the young children, about ships, legions of ships to King's Bay to secure the western borders and the western continents and make sure that any dark god corruption found was purged. Greaves Lunata was a true anti-paladin, unlike Mandravis.
Oh, that's kind of hard.
Who did not care for gods or names, only of his enemies, or not even of his enemies. All that he wanted was the darkness that ruined his home to shatter, a vengeful favor. And it was not Srithriel's first choice, not his first option, But it was in a period of 10 years, the sword that was given so much responsibility and a consciousness was starting to get desperate, waiting, watching children grow from the strongest hero he had ever known, and he protected them for Mandravis' honor and the oath that they had for each other. But he decided to go with the anti-paladin, the one who promised retribution. And when Greaves Lunata traveled to the Western Lands, to Domina once more, for the final time where he would be, finally Cerithriel could feel a change and a growing presence of the banished gods who defeated him. Cerithriel embraced the vengeance of Greaves and used his anger to seeming, let's just say seamlessly, and without ever needing to communicate, turn him into Greaves, into the weapon that he needed to be for the battle. Instead of giving him all the secrets, this time he decided to entrust him with nothing. Nothing but its simplest power. Cerithriel for the first time realized that the further away from the Eastern Lands they got, the more blurred the divine traditions he remembered became in its memory. Despite its minor enhancements to the wielder, it still far outweighed the strength of any other weapon, and eventually Greaves passed it to his son, and once again the blade was passed down, but this time Cerithriel communicated after the anti-paladin, communicating what he communicated. A mental connection with a child in a unique way, not that he had done it with Mandravis, he had done it separate. Shit, I'm losing my place. Too much words. You're good. He told, he told the youngest son, Lunata, to hide the weapon away. And so he waited for decades, and for what felt like centuries. Every few decades, a small puppet of a banished god would threaten his protected lair, but none of them would ever get close enough to for him, the sword, to interrogate them. He pushed himself too far out of the line of battle. Then luckily, 500 years after, 700 years after, 600 years after he was born, at the time not exactly known to him, after long enough time of rest, he felt the emerging energy of a dragon be born from him. An energy that he had to be reminded of, because that was what he was to begin with, and he had no memory of it. A banished god's attack so strong, it took the memory of what he once was out of his mind completely. And Cerithriel, in a new form, despite its new attempt at living, was too cocky. And after picking a fight with a large herd of centaur raiders on the left side, on the eastern side of the continent, he faced off against Vosk with incredible power. After picking a fight with a larger herd than he expected, Vosk didn't manage to land the killing blow, but with his allies, took apart Cerithriel. And Cerithriel had to embed a remaining chunk of its crystal, like it had done once before, in a seemingly pointless bastard weapon, for it only to once again be taken and stuck inside the cavern of which it had rested itself with Lunata's aid. Hundreds of years of choices and mistakes, its decisions to bide its own time, not relying on luck, not relying on knowledge, but relying on its own strength inside. The crystal it used worked as a soul conductor and relayed its mind into the bastard sword from a centaur was able to disguise even from the druids and the oracles, and somehow, despite still being alive inside the sword, Voss became what he had spent centuries building up the strength to become in a matter of days. And it couldn't hate Vosk after it saw what he had become. It hated its own arrogance and hubris. It didn't know what to do. But when Vosk was slain, heroes arrived, saving it and giving it a chance to fix its mistakes. It had centuries to do better. And now as it watches you fight for everything, it gives you that truth. That if divine power could be given back to it, it would be unlike any sword you could hold. As Oscar sprints from the direction of Erica,
He forgets that for a moment and will slow down.
you feel yourself, it almost costs more effort in this heightened speed for you to slow down. You feel like time had already started to slow. The effort of slowing down does take even more energy than you were expecting. You watch that sword gem that is embedded kind of has that bright pinkish hue to it that kind of returns back to a dull reddish.
So what do you want? Do you want me to be Mandravis? Or do you want me to be Greaves?
You hear, I made mistakes with them both. My job is to do better this time. My job is to help you decide what you are going to be. Greaves, I could have helped more, but I used his anger for my own benefit. Mandravis had it perfect, understood the law, understood what we could do. But this continent strips my power down.
I'm going to make the right choice.
With the past behind me, the future ahead of you will not be as dark.
I can hope so. I don't want to let them down.
You can't possibly let down as many as I have.
That brings me some comfort. Well, I'm glad to have found you.
In this form, I know only anguish. The anguish of not working enough. I will keep your arrogance in check. Not that you have much that I should be concerned with.
And I will make sure you are used.
If you return to the capital continent, there are older secrets of this weapon and its rituals that I will be able to remember. You will only need it if the Dark Angel comes face to face with you. And I have stayed quiet because no sign of him has emerged yet. The Sphinx is but a lone worker who seemed out of touch.
I'll find challenge it. I will make sure I return first.
I was young when I first came to this continent. But even back then, I remember there was someone on this continent that was worthy of traveling years. Someone that has only aided the strongest of the gods' chosen soldiers. You might have forgotten this word, Oscar, for it is something that has left this world. Remember it now, you are a child of Istar.
So what does that mean?
It is her light,
The light of the star.
like his. But you were given her grace to hold divinity in the darkest of places. That is something even my power cannot do. That the 9 gods alone have no strength over. When laws are made, they are only set by the ones who look upon this world. Your gifts come from someone that does not. Something.
Should I look upon the stars at night? Is there someone I can remember through that? Or is it just a word that I am to know?
From what I understand of Mandravis, it was a star in the sky that revealed themselves to you at the moment of your purest act of heroism. The star doesn't look into the darkness. Mandravis said she shines light on all of it. But not when it's needed. And that's all I know. The power that I have is likely nothing compared to hers or even your point, yours.
Well, I hope I will be worthy of her light at some point.
You've been touched by 2 paths. I can feel the floodgates of another mind leaking into yours.
Yes. I'm trying not to think about it.
Unfortunately, I think that in the time to come, it must be interrogated. And you feel the sword glow kind of dull, and the mind recede.
That's fair enough. Keep going.
Bigger they are, harder they fall.